Hey, Schmack, I'm a guy, baby. Come here. For those
Oh,
come here. Those that can see, I am dog sitting my nephew's dog. This dog is called Kiddo, and it's the coolest dog ever, right?
Cute.
And that's the first of our special guests. But before we go into that, I am Dr. Fuck, and with me is
oh yeah! The Ayatollah alcoholic Ian Wadley, Wadzilla baby,
and who do
and
we
we
got?
have
Yeah.
we have with us today DJ Wicka 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 Scribble is with us. What's up,
What
Scribble? How you doing?
up? It's amazing to be on the show. It only took me writing a book to get here.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
You should have donated more.
You haven't been on the show before?
Nope.
I blame Ian for that.
Yeah, right. You're the racist, not me.
I recall Ian telling me, "Don't, no scribble," but
A bastard.
he didn't use the word scribble. He used a much more offensive word. That's not cool. Kind of sounds like scribble a little bit, but
That's fucked up, man.
I thought that was messed up, Ian. Damn, you're racist.
Scribble,
Anyway.
please.
Yeah. So check this out. I gotta bring this up. This guy Scribble here. He just wrote a book. He just told us this before we started the show. He just wrote a book about Megadeth that we'll get into. He said that shit's like number 3 on Amazon charts and shit. How crazy?
Yeah, number 3 on number 3 on the bestsellers, and it was for a few days number 1 on rock books.
Look at that, man.
That's incredible.
That is amazing. You know, I wrote a book about Kevin Cronin from REO Speedwagon, and
Oh no.
it didn't even chart. But then again, I'm also bad at spelling too. That shit was like typo set. I should have called the book Typo Central. Anyway, so yeah, dude. So yeah, obviously you're a big Megadeth fan. I do recall in I have like the worst memory ever, but I remember doing a show with you about Megadeth. Am I correct?
Yeah, we did when you two had your little divorce, me and you did The System Has Failed on Vieira Vault.
Oh, you
Ooh.
came on my show.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I went on your show.
We might have done that too, because I had a podcast for a while that lasted about a year and a half. But
Look at that. Look, how offended am I, Ian? I remember doing his show, but he doesn't remember me being on his show. You know how much that bruises my ego? That shit hurts, bro.
No, I know what this shit is. You're just pretending that you didn't review that horrible system, that whatever, the Dave Mustaine solo.
hey, you watch it, motherfucker. I love that album.
Hey, there's one good song on there. There's one song I like.
Fantastic album.
So
Fantastic.
So obviously Megadeth is your band. So what gave
Yeah.
you the inspiration to write this book? Like, I'm gonna write a book. What the fuck did? Wait. Let me ask you this first. Did you write a book before this?
No.
So you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You just
No.
you just wrote a book. You put it out there, and it became number 3 on Amazon.
Yeah. And get this, it's not really even a book. It's like 65 pages. So
Oh,
suck
wow.
that, all you fucking book writers out there.
Oh, it's like
And-
okay, kind of like a pamphlet. I bought
And 50 of them are
Yeah.
pictures.
Yeah,
I bought a similar book. You know, there was a book written about the Hollywood Sportatorium. The Hollywood Sportatorium was the mecca of concerts when I was a little kid. You know,
Okay.
the last show I saw there was Ram It Down, then they tore the place down. But a guy wrote a book about the Sportatorium, and it's on Amazon, and it's kind of a short book, and it's full of inaccuracies. You know,
Just like mine.
he said, "Oh, I went to go see Van Halen on a 1984 tour with these girls, and the girls wanted to get there early because they were huge fans of Autograph. Autograph did open the show, but they didn't have an album out yet. So,
Wow.
this shit's wrong. But hey, if you went to the Sportatorium, of course you're gonna remember shit fucked up. Because
Yeah. I'm gonna have to read your book to see if you put Dave Mustaine was very well liked, you know. Or
I
things
definitely
like that.
did not. I definitely did not. I keep it real in the book.
Well, something I love about the book, and I know I'm going to fuck up the official title, but it's something about like Megadeth and the art of Metallica bashing,
Yeah,
or
it's Megadeth made me do it. A fan's guide to thrash loyalty, petty grudges, and the art of Metallica bashing.
yeah. So, do you hate Metallica? You know, are you
No,
like,
no, no, no. See, I wanted to make that clear in the book too. Like I do shit on Metallica a lot just for fun. As a Megadeth fan, it's almost a right to have. But I love the first three Metallica albums, and I do like Black Album and Injustice, but not compared to the first three. But the first three is what I grew up on. Like I was when I popped out the pussy, I was listening to that shit because my dad was cranking that shit. My parents were into thrash metal. So I love Metallica, but you know, it's just comes with the territory of being a Megadeth nut swinger, as Ralph would say.
and hey, no, dude, I get that. Like, you know, only the first four Megadeth albums are good. You know, so I get that.
Okay,
Uh,
I'm gonna leave that alone.
oh no, it's gonna be fun because I mean, we're talking about a certain album, you know, tonight is what we're reviewing, you know, but you know, we'll talk about Megadeth as a whole and everything, and I have a lot of interesting takes, and some I think you would say are popular, some are maybe unpopular.
Right.
Ralph definitely has a view, but you, I mean, have an incredible view because this is something you're so passionate about. You wrote a book about, so I think it's going to be a great conversation and a great way to just talk about this band that we all agree is, you know, hugely important.
Yeah,
Uh,
I gotta tell you, for me, my favorite Megadeth is when they had three heroin junkies and a guy that jacked off to young chicks. That was my favorite lineup.
Although I love albums like The System Has Failed and United Abominations and shit like that, I do have to say my favorite lineup is the first lineup with Gar and Chris.
yeah. You like you United Abominations?
Uh, yeah, I'd definitely put it in the top 10 Megadeth albums for
Really,
sure.
really?
Yeah,
What do they
yeah.
have? Nine? Is there nine albums?
Yep.
Uh, no. Do you like that shitty song with the chick from Lacuna Coil?
No, 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 no. I even shit on that in the book.
Okay, good, because that song sucks.
Yeah, it
But there's
does.
some good tracks on there. But you know, give us some you know, context. How old are you?
I'm
And
32.
okay, 32. So
Fucking
so
baby.
I love it though. I love when there's like, you know, Ralph and I are 9 years apart, you
Right.
know, and of course you and I
Yeah,
and Ralph
but
many years apart.
he's like 40 years apart from us.
Yeah, I know, but I think that's great though, because this is a band we grew up with, you know, that we love, and he loves it probably even more than us, but comes from a different generation, and I love that, and I do appreciate the different outlook. You know, when you come into a band later, I think that changes everything. Than, you know, if you were there from the beginning. I think that's harder as a fan. If you're there from the beginning, it's harder to take change than it is if you just pop in the middle or towards the end and you like whatever. It's easier to love everything. I firmly believe that. But yet you have that passion nonetheless. I mean, this is something like I said.
Well, you know, there's certain people that are built to follow a band through their many metamorphoses and
Right.
actually dig the metamorphosis. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, you know, I mean, honestly, you know how I feel about Memory Remains from Metallica. You know how I feel
Right.
about that song. I love
Right.
the song, but I can't stand what Metallica was doing.
Right.
But there's certain elements that, you know, Metallica. Come on, Metallica has more people like Gabriel to the Megadeth because Metallica, man, you know what? I'm dying to see that movie, Metallica Saved My Life. I'm dying to
Yeah,
see
I
it.
heard about that. I heard about that.
I want to see that, man. But anyway, I love Metallica, man. I'm a big fan, yeah, of those first three albums. I love Hardwired and everything that they did that sucked, whatever. I don't, and the same thing goes with Megadeth, man. It's like, bro, peace sells, man. And the first two albums to me, man, I was right there when it came out. And back then, Gabriel's parents haven't even met yet. And and
That's
I was
real.
and fucking, I was a huge, huge Megadeth fan, you know? And so far, so good. So what? Kind of bummed me a bit, but it had Liar and Hook and Mouth and In My Darkest Hour and 502, which are all great songs. Rust in Peace, kind of overrated if you ask me, but it has their greatest song ever, in my opinion, Holy Wars. Even
Mm.
better than anything on the first two Megadeth albums. Holy Wars.
Wow. Okay, I wouldn't even say that, but I
Yeah.
get it. And that's a very
Which one is
popular
it you don't
opinion.
like? You don't like Hangar 18? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I don't like Hangar 18.
Crazy.
I like how it ends with the guitar duel, but that beginning kind of sounds like Green Day punk rock.
You know what? When I first heard you say that as a Megadeth nut swinger, I was slightly offended, but then I understood it. I was like, yeah, you know what? That's not the most, like, especially if you compare it to the rest of the shit on the album, like that intro to that is not amazing, so I get it. But the rest of the song is killer. I like the whole song, but
Yeah,
I understand why.
I love the whole song, but I get it because you want to talk about fucking overrated. That's Marty Freeman, but we'll get into that later. Uh,
I agree with you.
I dig
but
Marty. I mean, I don't follow the guy, but I have Dragon's Kiss. I think that's a fine album.
yeah,
Scenes was a fine album, and I like I like the Cacophony stuff, and I like the first few Megadeth albums he did.
I think that's the only other shit from besides Megadeth that I heard one of the cacophonies, and it sounded like jerkoffy or whatever. I don't know. It was like masturbatory, like
Yeah, I had the same. I've tried over the years because I'm such a big fan. I've tried to get into Marty Friedman's other stuff, and certainly there are some songs here and there that I'm like, oh, I could listen to this if it was 2.5 minutes and not 5 of jack offery. But undeniable guitar player, you know what I mean? But yeah, just
I've had Dragon's Kiss and Cacophony before he ever joined Megadeth, and
wow.
Hawaii. Hawaii to me is my favorite Marty Freeman shit. That shit's
Yeah,
extreme metal, crazy fucking metal for its time, and
right.
that poverty production. I love that type of metal, and he was ripping on those fucking albums. Hawaii, in case people don't know, you got to check out Hawaii. That was, I think, the first Marty Freeman band.
yeah,
Awesome shit. Awesome shit.
yeah. I don't know that. I just know the cacophony, but yeah. I mean, I'm a Chris Poland guy. You know,
Yeah,
to
Chris
me,
Paul.
that's the finest guitar player they ever had.
Hell yeah.
And if you look at the history of Rust in Peace, that shit was started with Chris Poland.
With Poland, yeah.
You know, um, and I respect Marty Freeman as as a guitarist. His talent is undeniable. But I don't believe that was ever where his heart was. I believe it was a paycheck for him. And I think the template was set by Chris Poland. You
I
know?
disagree. I think Marty's heart was in it in the beginning.
In
Then
the
he started
beginning, yeah.
venturing off into J-pop and shit. But
Yeah,
what
well, I think his
Freeman,
heart was in Risk.
yeah,
You
but
know,
Marty Freeman before he joined Megadeth, it was all shredding and metal. Everything he did was metallic, shreddy. I'm telling you, that Hawaii shit was just as thrashy as Megadeth. And this is before Megadeth. So, yeah, as time went by, he got sick of the thrash and he wanted to do more commercial shit. That I will say, but that happens. Look at you. You one time like Manowar. You changed.
like one song. God, you
So
guys got
what?
shit.
So what? You pulled a Marty Friedman.
Uh,
Oh
hey,
shit.
I didn't move to Japan. I stayed in America and put up with this bullshit. All right. Well, before we get more into Megadeth, you want to talk about the news?
Let's
Yeah,
go.
I love
All
when
right.
we do the news. You
All
know,
right.
Ian, you know what I did the other day?
What'd you did?
And I never do this, but I actually did this the other day because in my head I thought of Galactic Cowboys, right?
Oh God.
And I said, man, I want to listen to that episode we did on the Galactic. It was fucking hysterical. It's a really good episode. Too bad it's about the Galactic Cowboys.
I
But
gotta
that
listen
shit
to that
was
again.
funny. When we were
I
talking about those songs, it was funny.
I need to check out. I have not listened to an episode of ours since 2017.
I haven't listened to it ever. Actually, it was very rarely I'd ever listen to our episode.
Yeah.
Very rare. But anyway, the news. I love the fucking news. But
All
hey,
right.
hey, just for this episode, let's call it current events.
Current events. What's happening today with Mark Alden Taylor?
Oh my
Oh, yeah.
god.
Hey. Oh, by the way, wait. Now that you mentioned Mark Alden Taylor, hey, Scribble, have you been
Yeah.
to any episode, any shows lately where the host tells you that I treat him like shit?
Uh, no, but that was a highlight of being on that show, was sparking some sort of something.
Somebody sent me that clip going, dude, go to like 10 something, you know? And I was like, oh, God, this fucking Mark. And he's like, he treated me like shit.
Yeah,
I'll-
you know,
See,
Mark,
that's the reason I will never listen to Mark Allen Taylor again. Because I get along great with him now. Why? Because I don't listen to his
because you
jackass.
stop listening. That's what
I
that's
stopped.
become.
I don't care what he's got to say. I don't want him to trigger me anymore. I think we're cool, whatever, but yeah, that shit was funny. When I
Yeah,
saw
it's very.
I
He's
was like,
very. He's a strange guy because, I mean, I've supported his show. Like I went beyond, and if I don't share it like all over Facebook, like me commenting and actually watching the show and trying to be involved isn't enough because I'm not sharing it on Facebook. And then he threw me out of his group a couple weeks ago because I cracked some
What?
joke on some chick, and then so he threw me out, and he's like, basically, we're not friends anymore. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I'm the only one who watches your show. It's me. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
oh man,
I know.
I didn't know this crazy drama was going on. But hey, what would Mark Allen Taylor be without drama?
Yeah, exactly.
And Scribble, correct me if I'm wrong. You live in California, right?
Yeah, LA.
Okay.
Yep.
So you could get in trouble for listening to his show, being a pedophile and all. I love anytime I mention Mark, he's like, oh, you're obsessed with me. You're obsessed with me. I'm like, I've never even heard your show once. But I love Mark. I love.
I do too, and I
He's
don't
a
want
funny guy.
Yeah.
He's a funny guy.
It's strange, but
He has no talent, but he will not give up, and I love that. I
you gotta
love
admire
that.
it. Yeah,
I do. I actually do. That you could be that
I gotta
horrible
tell
at
you,
your job, but still go in every day for free.
I will tell you the most unfortunate thing about Mark Allen Taylor, without a doubt, and there's no way anybody will disagree with me.
His teeth.
No, even more than that. The most unfortunate thing about Mark Allen Taylor was the loss of the OU 812 episode we did with him.
Oh, the greatest episode ever.
I got to tell you, man, I don't remember because I got a bad memory, but I remember that show. I was laughing so hard my stomach hurt several times during the show.
I was in tears. That was it, and it will. I really believe it will always be the greatest episode we ever did, and nobody heard it.
Man.
Much like Freeform Podcast.
Not only the show, it was the most I ever laughed in my life. In my life, I was having stomach pains, and there was times I was like, dude, let's take a break. Because that back then I used to edit. And I was like, oh, let's take a break for a little bit. I got to catch my breath. It was such a great episode, man.
Damn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Total.
It's not on a it's not on a backed up hard drive or anything.
It didn't
It's gone
record.
forever, huh?
It didn't record at all.
Oh
No.
shit! It didn't record at all. I thought you like recorded it and it got lost or your computer shut down or something.
No, I would have found it. If that was the case, I would have found it was that good. No, I went to go edit it and there was no file in the folder.
Oh fuck!
Oh
Yeah, no, it was
God.
around the time where like we used to like I would record and Ralph would record. This is when we were on. It wasn't Zoom. What the fuck were we on?
Skype.
Skype. Yeah. So we would both record it, and Ralph's like, "Why bother?" Blah, 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 you know. So I had already stopped recording, and this shit happened, and it was so funny. But we knew, like, as soon as and Ralph knew right away. It didn't take.
Right.
But there's no way we could do it right again because it wouldn't have been funny because that was the best thing. It was all off the cuff and it was all like, the spontaneity of it. And I got to give a huge amount of credit to Mark Allen Taylor because it's what he did with all the, jabs that we threw at him that made it as great as it was. So I'll give him all the credit in the world for that because, I mean, if he just would have been a bitch or like cried about it, but the way he rolled with it or tried to like, excuse shit that we were fucking him with, made it what it was, and you just can't duplicate that,
Do you think it's been long enough to where you can? I mean, it'll never be what it was originally, but do you think it's been? What was that? 5-6 years ago?
Oh,
do you think it's been long
that.
enough where you could do it now and maybe get something out of it?
It would never. I don't know. I would rather just cherish the memory that I barely have of that show than redo it. It would be like, have you ever heard the remaster of So Far, So Good, So What?
Yes.
It would probably turn out like that. It was lightning in a bottle. There's no recapturing that. But the three of us were part of it. The three of us know how funny it was. Even Mark will tell you. I mean, he was laughing right along with us. It's a special moment that only the three of us have. But I wish the audience could hear it though.
It's a shame because it was our greatest episode and you know how awesome we are and how many great episodes we have.
Right.
That one was the greatest. And I don't think it's topped ever.
Man.
Yeah. People go back to like, the Motley Crue worst of and shit like that, or the
TikTok,
GR, and Use Your Illusions, the ones that people love. It was even better than that.
Yeah.
It was just
wow.
It was something else, but it is what
just as a fan, can I fan out on you guys for a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead.
I got into the podcast, I think around 2015, early 2016, maybe. And, it was so hard to find a podcast with genuine motherfuckers on it. Like, especially at that time, it seemed like it was all just very boring, like very, just like, oh, let's talk about this album in a monotone fucking voice and tell you what record label it was on and how many copies it sold, like all this boring shit. And I found the RMCP and I'm like, this is my new shit. And and I've gone back and listened to every episode in the last 10 years, probably 3 or 4 times. And even if I don't have time for a full episode, I'll just listen to the news segments and shit like that. So it's really cool to be on the podcast. And I just got to say, my favorite guest of all time is not Bill Wang. It's actually what's his fucking the weird guy, the super weird dude.
Jeff Beers or Lee Gersman?
Lee Gersman. Lee Gersman makes me die laughing. And he had a podcast for a little bit. I don't know if he still does, but I tried to listen to that. And sometimes there were some funny moments, but there is nothing like you two with Lee Gersman. It's the greatest fucking
we need to get Lee on the show again.
We'll get Lee back on the show. You know what
You
Lee's
got to
been
get him
doing
on the
lately?
show.
You know
He's
what
so funny.
Lee's been doing lately? He's been doing AI bands, you know?
Yeah, I see it. I see it. It's hilarious.
And he sent me a donation to do him. And you know what? It's probably the best thing he's ever done. And I'm not saying that as a diss because I like his old shit. I
Yeah.
covered one of his songs. What was it
Bugs
called?
on cheese.
No, a Bugs on Cheese. And then I did a song with him. We collaborated in San
Oh shit.
Francisco. Tuck it in about chicks.
About the shirt.
And
Didn't we
yeah,
have Lee on one of our acid episodes? Wasn't he on one
yes,
of the poison
Poison.
ones?
He was on the
Yeah.
Poison episode when we were. I gotta listen to that episode again
That
because
was amazing.
during that episode, me and Ian were tripping balls, right? And there was one part we were tripping balls so hard, and Lee's like, "I don't really know what's going on with you guys." He was perplexed. He didn't know.
He is the modern day. He is the modern day like Andy Kaufman. Like it's really weird out there shit. I mean, just his voice will make you laugh. Not to mention like all the weird references and weird fucking bands he brings up, and it's just I miss him on the show.
and hey, to hang out with Lee, that was the best at the Rocket Pod where he got like fans of his that paid for him to come to Rockin' Pod. And that's there's a picture where I'm like in pigtails and I got the PBR on my head, you know, the case on my head, and there's Lee. And Ralph, bless his heart, made sure he made it on the bus to go back home because he came in for like one day and then left.
Wow.
And I was worried.
He got so drunk, and Ralph made sure he got on the bus. And...
Yeah, I was worried he wasn't going to get up because he had like 2 hours. And he left. He only had 2 hours of sleep, and I went down to his room, and he already was on the bus. I was like, "Oh, cool."
Oh, good. Yeah, he seems like a very functional alcoholic type.
Remember when we met the ladies? Remember when we met the ladies who paid for him to get there and shit?
Yeah.
It was like
my God. You know, man.
Yeah.
Now that you remind me, one of those ladies. I gotta search for her. She was insane. She would constantly write me these long things, and I wouldn't reply. And she'd write me again and again and again. She wouldn't stop. I can't remember her name. She must have deleted herself because I haven't heard from her. Now you're bringing that up. Yeah, she was the chubby one.
Yeah, no, it was like, you know, when Manson was on trial and the girls showed up at the trial, that was the girls who paid for Lee Gertzman to go to fucking...
the Lee Gertzman vibe.
But these were chicks who like, and they were all like, we met like 2 or 3 of them, and they were all different walks of life and everything, but they discovered Lee online, and they flipped the bill for him to come to Rockin' Pod for a day. And it was, I mean, remember that Rocket Pod? He's just like walking around and he was so like, "Hey, I'm Lee Gertzman."
Yeah, he was going around passing people with CDs. But the best was before he went to Nashville, he's like, "Hey, I wonder if the hotel has a CD burner. They can burn some CDs for me." Yeah. Remember when he said that? I was like, "What the fuck, really?"
The hotel has a CD burner, right? Oh my God.
Yeah, Lee.
Genius.
Man.
Genius.
He's a sweetheart, though, man. He's a sweetheart of a guy.
He's a good soul. He's a good soul. And he's in New York now, and he's doing his. Yeah, I hear from him now and then, you know.
Yeah. I would love to hear him on the show again. It's been a while.
Yeah, we got to get Lee back on.
Yeah, that's the thing. New York never had a communist mayor until Lee moved there. I
was just gonna say he's going crazy. He's going crazy on Facebook. You know, anyone who criticizes the mayor, you know, don't fuck with.
Well, at least he gets to get free shit for a little bit.
That's exactly why I'm like, it's just if you know anything about Lee, this makes sense.
Yeah, he's gonna get, but you know that shit's gonna run out.
I tell you what. Lee in the Bread Line is much better than the Megadeth song Bread Line. I will say that.
I have to agree there.
I'll agree with that.
You know that's the song that broke up, that Marty Friedman left the band because of that song.
Yeah.
Because because they took out his guitar solo and Dave redid it.
And Dave did it.
And when he heard it, he quit the band.
Yeah, he should have quit the band when he heard the song.
Yeah.
He should have quit the band after Rust in Peace, but you know.
Okay, calm down.
I digress. All right. But no, Scribble, I love that you've been listening that long and you get that much joy out of the show. That's fucking amazing.
Yeah, I love it. It's a very small. I
Especially-
have a very small select group of podcasts that I listen to. It's RMCP at the top. We got the Classic Metal Show, and lately I've been listening to Gilbert Gottfried's old podcast, which is just all old Hollywood shit, which I really love too. But yeah,
huge Gilbert Gottfried fan.
Hey,
Awesome.
hey, while we're speaking about podcasts, I'd like to plug a podcast.
All right.
Freeform Rock Podcast with Robert Taylor.
Yeah. Don't get thrown off by the name Freeform. They will pay you to listen.
you know, it's amazing all the times you guys shout out that podcast. Like, I guarantee you, after this episode drops, I will get some book sales. But all the time you guys shout out the Freeform Rock Podcast, and it doesn't do a damn thing. It's very strange.
I know, and what sucks is, like, especially during this government shutdown, like, I work for the Department of Defense. I've not got paid in over a month. But Mark Allen Taylor is more upset because he sells his EBT Snap card, you know, to pay people to listen to his show. So he's really affected.
You are obsessed with Mark, bro.
I love the guy. He just doesn't realize it that all these bad jokes come from my heart, you know.
But Ian, that wasn't a bad joke. That was a good one.
All right, thank you.
EBT card. There's some comedy in that gold.
If only the dentist took EBT. All right.
Oh my God.
Let's go to the news.
Let's do it. Let's go.
All right. Have you ever just looked at a band and looked at them and wow, I bet you they suck? I did that today. I looked at this band. I think I'd heard of their name. And I was just like, this shit's got to be horrible. And I listened to it. I was like, yeah, this is horrible. Parkway Drive. Have any of you guys heard of Parkway Drive?
Yeah. I got my friend Travis when we were in high school, loved that band, and he played it for me a lot. And I fucking hate him. I can't stand him.
Well, first of all, hey, big on you for being friends with a gay guy. You know, that's, you know.
I'm not, no homophobia here, my friend.
Yeah. This band sucks more than gay guys. Oh my God, was that shit terrible. I just looked at him. I was like, this has got to suck. And it did. It got to, it's 2025 and they're in tracksuits like they're in Corn. You know, fucking 30 years ago.
May I ask, why is this news?
Because it's on Blabbermouth. I saw it. I've heard of this band. I've heard the name, and I saw the thing, and I looked at him, and I was like, "This just looks terrible." I'm like, "Let me listen. Let me see. Am I being closed-minded?" You know, when I listened to it, I was like, "This shit's terrible."
It's not typical, Ralph. I'm sure you've never heard them. They're like typical metalcore kind of.
I am very shocked that a band can suck with an awesome name like Parkway Drive.
Yeah. Well, they were formed out of former members of Cul-de-sac. You know, Cul-de-sac. Oh my God, that shit's terrible. All right, next shit. What are we going? Let's see. Will Mudvayne release a new full-length album? I don't know, says the singer. And I hope not, says everybody else.
I bet Scribble likes the new metal though.
Not Mudvayne.
No,
Hey, I
you like Mudvayne?
Mm-mm.
Really?
Yeah.
No, you know what? I got respect for the bass player. My uncle did a project with him, and he's an incredible technical bass player who can play anything. But yeah, I've never been into the band Mudvayne. But even worse, I am into Mushroom Head, so you can cap on me for that.
Well, look, I love Mudvayne. The only thing I don't like about him is the bass player.
Fuck you.
No, I liked the first album. I hated them after that. They got all pussy after that. They were like heavy.
I thank God nobody's asked me to do one of their albums. I've done a lot of new metal stuff, but that's not.
Oh, you're fucked now. Somebody's gonna listen to this and want you to do fucking Mudvayne.
Yeah,
I'm sure you'd probably like them more than Slipknot, which isn't saying much.
I don't think I dislike any band more than Slipknot. I like Sammy Hagar more. I can't think.
Oh my God!
I can't think of a band I dislike more than Slipknot. But a wise man said the other day on a podcast I was listening to, who wasn't a Slipknot fan, by the way. He's like, dude, I can't stand Slipknot, but Slipknot got my little nephew into metal, and now he likes all this. He likes Cannibal Corpse and DSI, all from Slipknot. So, hey, I may think it's the worst band I ever heard in my life, but they are a gateway band. So I have respect for Slipknot.
I'd say pretty much that whole genre is a gateway band for a lot of kids. Except me. Like, I grew up listening to Black Sabbath and early Metallica with my parents and Jimi Hendrix and shit. But I will say, like, most of my friends who are devout metalheads now, they started with Korn and Limp Bizkit and Mudvayne and Slipknot and shit like that.
Yeah, you gotta respect. I respect that more than Vangina. I mean, what the fuck? They inspire shit. Anybody listening to Vangina was gonna go and listen to Thompson Twins. That's all they'd fucking, and Tears for Fears.
It works like that sometimes. I mean, Mark Allen Taylor grew up getting molested, and now he's got a podcast.
That's not true. You know why I know Mark Allen Taylor was never
okay? It's not a podcast.
No, hey,
nobody listens.
I have proof that Mark Allen Taylor was never molested. You know why? Because he's not a Slipknot fan.
Oh shit!
He's a Sammy Hagar fan, so he likes it in the ear. What do you want me to tell you?
No, but that's not getting molested. That when you're a Sammy Hagar fan, you're a willing participant.
Yeah.
True story.
To the cock.
All right. Well, creators Millie Pesraraz.
Yeah.
However you say it, says he's spent 3 years writing and refining songs for their upcoming album Crushers of the World. And cool. I'm looking forward to that. Have you guys heard the single that they released from it?
No,
I haven't heard it. When did it come out?
Was it? Shit, I think it was about a month ago or so.
Oh shit! I'm gonna add it to my playlist right now. Check it out.
The other day I was like, man, I want to listen to Coma of Souls. I haven't heard Coma of Souls.
Yeah, they got 2 songs out from the new album. Seven Serpents, and I can't pronounce the fucking other one. It starts with a T. The video is like it's like an homage to Suspiria, the movie and shit.
I see it. Tranen Palace or something.
However the fuck you say that shit. But I dig it. Creator's one of those bands. Took me a while to get into them. I didn't get into them until the 90s and then kind of went back. But their little detours I didn't mind as much. I mean, definitely some albums I love, more than others. But I would say Creator, like out of the big 3 of Germany, Creator is my favorite. With
love Destruction. I love Destruction.
I don't know. Actually, I don't know. Maybe it's Sodom. I don't know. I love
mine
Sodom.
Is Sodom, Destruction, then Creator in that order. But I love all 3. I do love all 3. And
they're all killer. Yeah.
Coma of Souls the other day. I can't find it. I have to buy it again.
What? You can find it in that gigantic museum of records you have?
I have. Well, that one I had on compact disc, and I have everything.
Okay.
I have everything alphabetical. So, and I'm missing a bunch of CDs from my last move. So, yeah, I gotta buy it again. Man, Coma Coma Souls was the first time I saw Creator. And there was a band that opened called Gorgoroth.
Yeah.
God damn, that fucking band. Yeah, we're talking about the extreme metal shit, Button South packed. That was a glorious time. The late 80s, early 90s for the extreme metal. There was nothing better for me than the early incarnation of death metal. Yeah, I dug Nirvana, Alice in Chains, and Soundgarden, but I was more into Immolation and Morbid Angel, and then to me it kind of had a short shelf life because then after that it became a little repetitive. But I still go back and listen to the classics, man. I was listening just today to Slowly We Rot, Obituary. Fucking, oh my God.
Obituary rule.
I'm going to see Obituary soon.
You know who sucks donkey is fucking, who did I see open up for fucking Overkill? Nile?
Oh yeah, Nile.
I like Nile.
Nile.
Oh God, they come out dressed like fucking Lord of the Rings fucking
they
shit.
did, yeah.
Fucking played a bunch of goddamn noise. Get the fuck off the stage and let me hear fucking Wrecking Crew.
Nile for me is way too pummeling. It's like, goddamn, I've seen Nile a bunch of times. The last time I saw Nile was maybe 2002. It's been a long time, but I saw Nile like 6 or 7 times back in the day. My God, it was like constant blast beat through the whole fucking song.
Yeah, you definitely have to be in a mood.
That was
to listen to Nile.
That was a band that did it first. Like, your Napalm Death and shit doing blast beats here and there, but they were the ones that just came to full, which was cool the first couple times I saw it. And I bought their CD and I played their CD at home, and I was like, I'm not feeling it. I gotta witness it,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I witnessed it and it sucked. You know who Nile reminds me of is Freeform, because they're both in denial that people want to hear that shit. Fucking terrible.
I saw Nile with open for a band, this German band called Heaven Shall Burn. And I had never heard of either of them, but my homie had free tickets, and it was pummeling, man. Like, I've never had such a fucking headache as when I walked out of that show. It was brutal.
See that ain't good. You don't want a fucking headache.
Hey, I wonder if they stole that line from one of my songs. I said in one of my songs, from the fires of hell, the heaven shall burn.
Is that the one about Jesus in the pit?
No, that's Mosh Pit Messiah.
That's Mosh Pit Messiah.
That one is Return of the Thrash Lord. Oh, which again, I got to bring this up. This guy Scribble did my whole album in R&B. It's like a rhythm and blues album with my lyrics. It's fucking genius.
I loved the idea. I thought, like, what can I do to this to make like it really contrast the lyrics, like musically? I was like, I could create like a folk Cat Stevens kind of thing, or I could just go full black music and do like R&B. And I think that was the right way to go.
I think you did the right choice. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's hysterical. Like the Thrash Lord song, it has like,
I am the Thrash Lord.
Yeah, it sounds like what David Lee Roth takes on the road, those black guys. It starts with like these vocals going boom ba doom ba do da boom ba ba, and then you hear religion belongs to me. My soul drives immortality. I was like, fucking genius.
It's so satanic and evil. I'm like, it has to go R&B.
Yeah. Well, Scribble, you put like a part of our episode up on one of your rap CDs, right?
Yeah, I've definitely sampled you guys in a couple songs, and I also had Dr. Fuck. I don't know if you remember. This was 7 years ago, maybe.
Yeah,
did
a while ago.
An intro and an outro for one of my mixtapes.
Yeah, no, I do remember
awesome.
that.
And then you've done some shit with Chris Barnes as well, right? Didn't you do something?
Yeah, Chris is the homie. He did the intro, the spoken word intro for my album Black Eyed Children, and I knew I was, because being an underground hip hop artist, everyone's a fucking rapper now, right? So I'm like, how can I stand out in this world where everyone does the same shit, has the same features. You know what I mean?
You know how you stand out? You beat the shit out of Tom McDonald. Beat the shit out of him live on stage.
I would love to. That'd be glorious. Yeah, that's terrible. But yeah, so I was like, you know what, Chris Barnes, I'm a huge 6 Feet Under fan. Not sorry.
Me either. No apologies.
And so I hit Chris up, and I was like, you know, because I know he's a hip hop fan because he has Ice-T on One Bullet Left, right? Which is a fucking fantastic song.
I played that for my son after he was on the last episode we just did. I played it for him and shit. I was like, check this shit out. I love fucking 6 Feet Under. I don't give a fuck.
Me too, dude. Me too. And I'm glad that
I'm gonna go to my house and rip out my tongue. I hate.
Yeah, Ralph, let me ask you, because you are into some extreme shit from that era. What is it about 6 Feet Under? Is it the slowed downness? Is it Chris's vocals? Like, what is it that you really hate about 6 Feet Under? Because I'm genuinely curious. You're not alone, by the way.
The generic nature of the music. I opened for 6 Feet Under in Puerto Rico, and
you took Chris's weed, right?
I can tell this story. Like I can tell this story now. No, it wasn't me. I wasn't smoking weed then.
Oh, okay.
But my guitar player stole Chris Barnes' stash, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know this, and I'm backstage, and Chris Barnes is throwing a fit and yelling at the promoter, "What the fuck, motherfucker!" I didn't know my guitar player stole it. I'm like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" You know? I go back to the hotel, and there he is. I stole this from Chris, and he had he had the box that said Chris Barnes and everything. Had a bunch of weed in there, but
damn.
We opened for 6 Feet Under, and hey, at least they ended the set with Hammer Smash Face, which was cool.
Yeah, what's fucked up?
So you just feel the music is like generic, I guess, huh? Like, I love the idea because I'm not a death metal guy, so that's why I think I was attracted to 6 Feet Under, because it's more the same way. It's groove, and people shit on Chris Barnes and all that shit, but I love, like, that's what makes me. It's just like in my book, like, the reason people hate Dave Mustaine is the exact reason I love him, and it's the same thing with Chris Barnes, you know.
Yeah,
but you're definitely not alone.
No, but funny thing, it's not his vocals. It's overall. I love it. I love his vocals on Eat Back to Life. That's my favorite Cannibal album.
Right.
So I'm not a Chris Barnes hater, but America the Brutal.
What's funny though is I remember when that happened, Ralph fucking called me. He said, "I think Chris Barnes is mad at me, but I'm not sure." And I go, "Well, what did he say?" And he goes, and I'm like, "Oh, you done fucked up now." I go, "What did he say after that?" He goes, and I'm like, "Oh shit, you stole his weed, didn't you?"
I wish I would have smoked weed back then because I was working for the city. I would have loved to try out what Chris Barnes was smoking.
Oh, fuck that shit. God damn, whatever the fuck he smokes, I don't want to go nowhere near that shit. It'd probably fucking put me in the
Fuck,
coma.
I would, man. That Rastafarian looking motherfucker. All fucking dreadlocks. You know that weed's good.
Now, I love old school 6 Feet Under. I gotta admit, he's done lost it. Like, his voice is gone. But I don't care. I don't care because I like the groove of it. You know, like David Lee Roth lost his voice. I don't give a fuck. It's David Lee Roth.
You know, you probably like Dying Fetus.
I've never heard it, so I
can't stand that band. They're like death metal, but they do like the Pantera groove shit.
But
do they do the pig noises and all that shit? Is that Dying Fetus?
Yeah.
But no, it's funny. I went from, like, the first time I heard 6 Feet Under, my best friend played it for me, and we just started dying laughing because we were not into death metal law. We were thrash guys. You know, that was like the limit of our, like, heaviness. And he played Beneath the Black Sky, and this was like, look at God. And we were just like pissing ourselves laughing. And a year later, I've got Haunted, I've got Warpath. You know, I'm full on board. Maximum Violence when it came out, and
you're full on Disney death metal.
Yeah, I love Disney death metal. But
Son of a
that's
bitch.
funny.
Third generation, schooled in the art of human circulation.
Yeah. No, fuck. And I wish I still had that because that one we played on here, that band that I did where I did the death metal version of Queensryche, we
Yeah.
did we did some 6 Feet Under too. We did 2 6 Feet Under songs that I sang. And I wish I had recordings of those because it was just as bad.
Oh man. Yeah, but to wrap that up, Chris Barnes. So I basically just hit him up. I'm like, hey, would you want to do some hip hop shit? I know you're into hip hop because you're a big Ice-T fan. And he's like, yeah, what do you want to do? And I told him the concept of the album, which was Black Eyed Children, which was basically my concept was, the children of foster care, the children of the state type shit. And he had the intro fully written and recorded back to me within a day. And I was just
Wow.
like, fucking cool, man. Thank you. So that was a huge honor. And then I also have the guitar player from POD on the same album. So,
Oh,
that's
so it balances out.
yeah.
Because POD sucks. Oh my!
Fuck off. I
We
love POD.
are. Oh my! I actually heard that song uh, the other day, and it's like the first time I've heard it in like 20 years, and I was like, God, this shit is still as horrible as I remember.
Fantastic.
I heard the name, but I never heard their music.
The youth of a nation, we are, we are. Oh my God, it's fucking terrible. Oh my God,
Love them.
that's funny. I didn't even know they had a guitar player. Oh, God. All right. Next story. Okay, we got to go into something we both we all laugh at. I should say is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But last night people were inducted. Bad Company was inducted. Simon Kirke was the only original member of Bad Company there, and it's one of those instances where they only inducted the original four members of Bad Company. And I saw the family of Brian Howe was protesting it, saying he should have been.
Of course, the Brian Howe, didn't he do platinum albums with Bad Company?
Yeah, I believe the first two Brian Howe albums went platinum.
There you go.
Holy Water, and the one before that went. And I'll get into it later when I talk about the next band inducted, because it seems like they're very certain bands they'll induct every fucking member, and other bands they're very like, no, it's only these fucking people. Kiss is a prime example. They only did the original four, but you have Parliament and they inducted 30 members. Because if you don't, you're racist. But it's about who they like and who they respect. And I do think that's bullshit, even though when most people think of, Bad Company, it's the original lineup. But still, they were platinum selling albums. And then you look at the next band I'm getting ready to talk about, Soundgarden. Great band. I love Soundgarden. But they inducted, the classic lineup, but they also inducted Yohamo Balamo Wawamo or whatever, the Japanese guy who played bass before Ben Shepherd.
Right.
And the albums that he did with them didn't sell jack shit.
Great albums, though.
No, I agree. Great albums, but didn't sell shit. But they're a more well-respected band by the critics. So anybody who ever toured with Soundgarden gets inducted. And, and with Bad Company, it's just like, well, we don't want you here in the first place. So we're just going to do, the originals.
Our Bad Company seen more as the blue collar type.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely blue collar, but they were never like a critic's darling.
Right.
They were always seen as like derivative. But the fan base is huge. I mean, in the 70s and the 80s, man, people played the shit out of Bad Company. And like Ralph brought up, even when they got back together and they had Brian Howe, those were still popular albums. I mean, would I consider them the best fucking Bad Company albums? Hell no. But I mean, they still sold a lot of albums, so I feel like he should have been inducted as well, and he's passed away. Like, what does it hurt, you know, to fucking include somebody who's passed away? Come on, don't be a dick, you know?
Well, remember who we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Eddie Trunk.
Eddie Cunt.
All right. What else we got here? Oh, have you guys any of you guys seen the shit coming from Simmons Stanley? The new band that's Paul Stanley's kid.
I
and
just
Gene
saw
Simmons'
I
kid?
just saw my boy D posted it on the RMCP page. But I haven't. Is there music out and shit or?
Well, they have a single that's coming out soon. But there's a
That's
lot
what's
of
up.
like little TikTok videos of them singing, and I gotta tell you, the motherfuckers can sing. It's
Really?
nothing.
Okay.
It's nothing like Kiss. It's nothing like Kiss, which I think is cool. But it's them doing like America, Simon and Garfunkel, Allman Brothers, shit like that. It's
So
it's
they're
like,
harmonizing together?
oh yeah, harmonizing. You can
Okay.
definitely tell Paul Stanley's kid is doing the heavy lifting. And then, Gene's kid is just like Gene Simmons, just there, you know. Uh, but it's not bad. It's not bad at all.
Wow.
I mean, not what I'm into, but just like, uh, you know, I'm, I love Eddie Van Halen. I'm not into Wolfgang Van Halen, you know. Uh,
Right.
but it's interesting. I don't know who the audience is going to be for this shit because from what I've seen, they're very much like a throwback to 70s like vocal bands, which I think is amazing, but I don't know where the fuck it has a place in today's day and age.
Yeah,
Uh,
they'll probably their fan base will be a small segment of the Kiss diehards probably, and that's
yeah,
it.
exactly. But I will say this though, the vocals are nice. I got to give credit where credit's due. I heard a little bit of the original song that they're going to release, I believe, in December, and I like the other shit a lot better than that. So I don't know what it's going to be,
Okay.
but I will say they got a voice, so there's that.
That's cool. I saw it. I immediately said, "Fuck that." But that, you know what? I'll give it a listen when they drop some.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see here. Here's something I want to talk about. I gotta piss. You're in the garage smoking. Ralph, I don't know where the fuck he's at. He's coming and going. Are you there, Ralph?
No.
Okay.
No.
Uh, Before I go piss, there's something that people are going nuts about on the internet. Most people are shitting on, and I don't know if you're familiar with it yet. Have you listened to the new Death Angel CD?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you talk about that. I'll be right back. I gotta pee.
It was good. I liked it. It was thrashing. I like Nefarious more though. Come
I
here.
like I've never done a deep dive on Death Angel, but I like what I've heard. Particularly the earlier shit that I've heard. I haven't listened to anything recent that they've done.
I think their second best album is a later one. I think it's called oh fuck, World Calls for Blood or something like that.
Okay.
That's like my second favorite after the first album.
Yeah,
Cool.
their early shit's crazy. I like it.
They're a cool band, but I really like Nefarious a lot. That's like my favorite new band, which has the drummer of Death Angel.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, what do you think of the new Megadeth song?
You know what? I really loved it at first, and they're actually teasing the new song, which sounds like a punk kind of song. I wonder if they're going to do kind of what Metallica did on Hardwired, where they kind of incorporate all the eras. Because the first one was very kind of Countdown to Extinction-y, reminded me of that. And then this new one is very punk, so it kind of reminds me of So Far, So Good, So What, which is basically their punk record, you know? But the new song, the first single was good, but I haven't listened to it more than a few times. You know,
Right
Okay.
I don't have high hopes after that last album. I wasn't feeling that last album as much. I mean, I want to be an astronaut. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
on.
Like
Are
that
we still
shit
talking
sucks.
about Death Angel? What did I miss?
Nope, we're on to Megadeth now.
Oh, oh, I heard a snippet. I like Turning Point. I heard a snippet of the next single. That shit sound fucking terrible.
Yeah, it sounds very
Yeah,
dad punk.
I don't
Grandpa
care.
punk.
Yeah, that shit sound fucking terrible. But all right, real quick, and we'll move on. I wanted to go back to the Death Angel because so far the only person who I've heard anything say positive about the new Death Angel is Gene Hoglan. Everybody else says it's one of the worst albums ever released.
Really?
Uh, yeah, do you think that's a harsh review, or do you think it's adequate, Ralph?
I don't think it's that bad. It's all right. I don't think it's horrible. No, of course.
There's a lot of bad albums to say anything that Death Angel would do is one of the
Well,
worst
no, no,
ever.
you're talking about Dark Angel, aren't you?
I mean, Dark Angel. I'm sorry,
Oh,
Dark Angel.
Dark Angel.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it's not mind blowing, especially if you're gonna, compare it to Darkness Descent and Leave Scars. It's nowhere near it, but it's not fucking horrible. I
Okay.
don't
Well,
know.
I've read so much negative shit
Yeah, me
online,
too. Me too. I've seen a lot of
and,
negative stuff.
and Dark Angel is one of those bands I've tried to get into and I can't because of the vocals. I think it's the second vocalist I like more than the first one. But still, neither one is one I would write home about. I think the drumming's incredible. There's some I kind of look at it like Violence. Musically there's some shit I like, but vocally I can't get into it. But they're bands that have like die-hard fan bases, and the fan bases are like, what the fuck is this? Like we waited 30 years for this, and you know. But I was just curious to see what you thought.
It's kind of following the flock type thing. It's just people following the flock. Nobody can think for themselves because it's so overwhelming. And I'm like, all right, don't get carried away. It's not that bad. But I guess people are just comparing it to, of course, it's not going to be like Darkness Descends or Leave Scars. You can't replicate that shit. Both those albums are lightning in the bottle. That's a band that caught lightning in the bottle twice, and you just can't redo that. They died an album, Time Doesn't Heal, not a bad album. And the first album too was good, but those two in the middle can't beat it. You just can't fucking beat it. So this new album, I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's great or anything. And I haven't bought it. I don't own it, but I listened to it. I got my, oh, by the way, Ian, you're dumped.
Oh, okay.
I got my Mr. X, got a bigger penis than yours.
Oh, okay. I see how it is.
Hey man, it's because of the penis size. It matters.
Size Queen.
So I got from the better Mr. X. The better, well, I don't mean he's better than you. I mean better hung than you, Mr. X. That Dark Angel, and I've heard it, and I don't think it's that bad, but it didn't entice me to go buy it either.
Did you
There,
hear the new? Did you hear the new 8 disc Who uh, compilation of the Who Are You box set?
no.
Oh yeah, I guess his dick ain't that fucking big, is it, motherfucker? I got it.
All I got to do is that. Look. I was kidding. I do not have an interest. But you know what I do have?
What's
Soul
that?
Seek. Soul Seek. Remember old Soul Seek from back in the day? You may not remember. It's like Napster.
I remember Soul Station, Paul
Well,
Stanley.
I can get anything I want on Soul Seek.
All
Anything.
right.
I type in anything, I find. I even found the Combat EP on there. That shows you can find everything on
That's impressive. But I have it on CD, so there. All right. Yeah, a band near and dear to your heart. Oh my God, Kiss. Eric Singer is now finally revealed to be part of the Kiss Cruise landlocked Vegas fucking shit. Uh, how do you feel about that? And do you know any background on what's the drama about why it took so long to announce he was going to be part of it?
there. I have no clue.
All right, nobody gives a shit anyway.
Yeah, it's stupid. I mean, really, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just stupid.
They could have got Tico Torres and it would sound the fucking same, you know.
you got you. I understand Vegas is dying. You know,
Oh, I was just there. Yes, it is. It was
Vegas is
sad.
not what it was before.
Oh, hell no.
And all these people are shelling out this big money to go to this shit. And hey, more power to you. You know, I mean, I understand there's certain Kiss fans that want to hang out with their fellow Kiss friends.
Yeah.
I'm friends with a lot of, you know, Kiss.
Hey, Sonny Pooney and Matt Porter are going, you know.
And I love Matt Porter. Matt Porter's awesome. And I love a lot of these Kiss tards. I'm a Kiss tard too. I don't like the Kiss twats. So I can understand I'm going to go there and hang out with my fellow Kiss tards. But I'm not going to pay a couple grand to do it, okay?
Yeah.
That's it.
So I see you got the Dress to Kill box set. What do you think? You like it?
Oh my God, it's awesome. Except I hate that song Mistake, which
Oh, it's fucking terrible.
everybody's glowing about that stupid song.
What? That shit's
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah, and people are going, "Oh my God, who's playing the slide guitar on it? It's amazing." I'm like, "What the fuck? This shit's like country bumpkin bullshit."
Yeah, people make fun of me because I like Russian roulette, but you motherfuckers like Mistake.
Yeah, that song is a mistake. But I'll tell you, the fucking Burning Up with Fever demo is awesome.
Well,
Awesome.
I heard the little snippet. I liked it better than the one on Gene's solo album.
The one on Gene's solo album is horrible. This one rocks, and it's got an awesome A solo that's kind of long. It's fucking
And
awesome.
the new Kiss Alive box set that's been announced looks pretty interesting. I'll check that out.
Yeah. So yeah, I listened to the Kiss concerts. They're really good. There's one show they open with Rock Bottom. They play Let Me Know. And they do what's the other song they play on there that's rare? Two Timer.
Nice. Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
They
I love
play
it.
that on and Eddie Kramer,
Yeah, he mixed
mixed
it all.
these albums. There's two different shows. The Coble Hall show is 3 discs. And the other one's 2 discs. And I can't tell which songs they touched up for Alive. But I will tell you this. They're amazing. I'm not saying not one bad thing about both those concerts. They're awesome. It's Kiss at their peak. That is their peak. That's them at their hungriest, their best. But I will say this. It doesn't touch Alive. Because when you touch up a live album, it makes it better. It makes it better.
I don't know.
That's
The best Kiss fucking live shit I ever heard was the original untouched live stuff that was on If You Wanted the Best. I mean, that was like pristine, like nobody touched it up. There was no updated vocals. The only thing better than live stuff on that was the Jay Leno interview.
That was the best part of that CD. It was, dude, when I grabbed that, You Want the Best, I go to the last track just to listen to Jay Leno talk to them.
Hey, you guys wear makeup, huh?
But anyway, yeah, so, yeah, whatever. I listened to that Peter Criss song again, and it wasn't that bad. It was all right. It reminded me of Alice Cooper.
All right. Well, let's see what else is going on here. Anything else worthy? I don't know. Fuck it. We got so much to talk about. Fuck it. Fuck the news.
I
Fuck.
got something real quick. I know you
Okay.
guys are
Go ahead.
I know you guys are White Zombie fans and not so much Rob Zombie fans.
Right.
But did you guys hear the latest
I loved it. Loved it.
did you?
I thought, to me it sounded like White Zombie. It was guitar oriented. It didn't
Yeah.
sound like a bunch of fucking samples. I fucking dug it. And I was surprised at the hate online. There was a lot of like zombie fans like, ugh, this is like a B-side. This is a throwaway track. And I was like, fuck you. This
Yeah,
sounds like White
that's what
Zombie
I
to
thought
me.
about his that's what I thought about his all of his albums since 2001 is that they're all B-side throwaways. I was
Yeah.
actually very surprised by this
Yeah.
new one, and I'm excited that Riggs is back. And
Yeah.
because I love I mean, Les Exorcisto is to me the best thing he's ever done, but
I agree.
I, I love Hellbilly Deluxe too because that came out when I was very young and my dad blasted it, so it just has a special place in my heart. So I love that album. But then every album after that just seemed to get worse and worse and worse. And by the time you got to Hellbilly Deluxe 2 and all these fucking album titles that are 1,000 words long, I just gave up on Rob Zombie because I'm a zombie freak. I love Devil's Rejects. I love his movies. um, but yeah, I was I'm very excited to see if it's, hopefully the rest of the songs are like this one, you know?
Yeah, I hope it's a theme because I was like, when I found out, because I'm a huge John Five fan. When John Five left and he lost Blaskow and everything, and he got the original band. It's basically the original band, but with Ginger Fish on drums.
Gingerfish, yeah.
I was like, oh God, what the fuck are they gonna do? Because I'm not a big fan of that like Scott Humphrey production, from the first couple albums and shit, not a big fan of that era. I'm like, eh. And then I heard it, and I just, it's one of those ones I clicked on it preparing to be a hater, like, oh,
Yeah, me too.
this is gonna suck. And then I listened to it, I was like, fuck, it's guitars. It's like
Yeah.
dirty fucking guitars. I'm like, this is fucking nice. And then I was really surprised to see all the hate online. And it just shows me that like the people online, they have taste for shit. Because to me it harkened back to fucking Le Sexorcisto, and White Zombie shit, which I will always, is always superior to me, the White Zombie era. I saw White Zombie live, I saw Rob Zombie live.
Let me
Big
ask you, because you, I know Ralph, you've seen White Zombie live, right?
Oh, I saw them. The first time I saw White Zombie was in a small, like a club open for Pantera. That was the
Wow.
first time I saw them. Then I saw them with Anthrax, open for Anthrax, Sound of White Noise. This is all Sexorcisto.
Yeah.
And then I saw my favorite's Astro Creep. I saw that tour. I saw them headline on that one.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Then I saw Rob Zombie. I didn't see Rob Zombie till like the first time I ever saw Rob Zombie solo was maybe 4 years ago when he toured with
Yeah.
Al Cooper. They did a tour, so I went to that, and
Well, you probably saw him on Ozfest though.
I don't remember, man.
Yeah, you did. You did because we
Yeah,
were
he was
at the
on there.
same,
He was on like the first 6 Ozfests or
yeah,
some shit.
we were at the same fucking Ozfest in fucking West Palm, so I know you saw him.
Well, yeah, but anyway, he
Yeah,
was
but you
he's
didn't
kind of hit
remember
and
it.
miss. He's kind of hit and miss live too, Rob Zombie.
Yeah,
Sometimes,
that okay, so from the time I was little to the time I saw him live for the first time, which was 2017, I was an absolute fanatic. Like I was a Rob Zombie freak. I loved everything about his aesthetic, his music, the sampling, the production, just how weird it was. And then I saw him live, and I don't know why I expected anything different, but he was one of the worst fucking acts I've ever seen live. Not as far as his stage show. His stage show, he had, 30-foot robots on stage and fire and strippers. It was fantastic. But his vocal was just, he needs to stop running around. Like, it really killed my
It
Rob
sound,
Zombie love.
to me, it sounds like Vince Neil. He skips words,
Yeah,
and
really bad.
I
I
saw
didn't think it was
Rob
that.
Zombie do that even during the White Zombie days. There was
Yeah.
some, they were great, but the time I saw him on Astro Creep headlining, it was terrible. It was just terrible.
He's too worried about running around and making sure you don't know he's shit vocally live. So he just runs around to distract from it. I don't know. But it really killed my Rob Zombie love for a long time. And only recently I've really been getting back into his movies and his music. But Ian, what were you gonna say? You liked it live or?
Yeah, no, and I'm in the minority, and my best friend growing up, he was even more into White Zombie and Rob Zombie than I was, and he said he quit going to see him a long time ago
Yeah.
because of that. I will say this: I saw White Zombie 2 or 3 times, and I've seen Zombie Solo maybe 5 times. I've enjoyed every show I've gone to, even when I didn't like the particular like solo album he was touring on and shit like that.
Right.
Because I really like after Hellbilly, I didn't really like anything he did until John 5 came along, and even that was kind of like you know. But it's crazy. And I moved to New Orleans. I got to become friends with Sean from White Zombie and Jay from White Zombie. And that was something else. Like getting to like hang out and drink with these guys. Like Jay and Sean owned a bar I used to hang out at in
What
New
a
Orleans.
shame they never went and did anything. I mean, you think with the pedigree that White Zombie had when they broke up at their height,
Yeah.
because they were at
Well,
their height when they broke up, you would think Jay would have been, because what a fantastic guitar player.
yeah. And super cool guy, and Sean played with the Cramps for a while, and she had a couple other side bands. And there was one night I was drunk as shit in New Orleans, and I'm driving around New Orleans in a Scooby Doo van. It was seriously like a Scooby Doo van, painted like Scooby Doo and everything. And I'm in there with Sean and her husband, and I'm just like, oh my God, if you told like the 19-year-old me that I would be in a van drunk,
Scooby Doo band, nonetheless.
in a Scooby Doo van with Sean from, but she's like the sweetest chick. I mean, ever.
Yeah, she seems very sweet. Yeah.
Oh man, she signed CDs for my son. I was so mad. My son made the honor roll, and I talked to her about it. I was hanging out with Sean before she did a show in New Orleans. She was playing with this band called what was it, like the fucking Paul Bears or something like that. And I was like,
Some
hey,
rockabilly shit, probably.
yeah, well, kind of. It was some weird goth shit, but I was like, hey, my son did this. Can you sign Le Sexorcisto for him? And he got it stolen from my wife's mother. She's like, oh, that's some devil shit,
Ah.
and threw it away. And I'm like,
Well, it
oh
does say
my
Devil
God.
Shit Volume 1 on the cover.
Yeah, yeah, but she personalized it to my son and everything. I mean, just such
Yeah.
a cool chick. I love Sean. Really cool chick. But
Speaking of your son, I watched last week's episode, and you were trying to hide the fact that he loves Saint Anger, and he was just like, "No, I fucking love Saint Anger," and he used his age as an excuse, and we're about the same age. There's no excuse to love Saint Anger.
oh yeah, no, I mean he's
Yeah, but what do you expect? Ian sucks as a dad.
Oh
yeah.
man.
No, but it is what it is. He likes all kinds of different shit that I don't like, and
Yeah, of course, of course.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. It's because I remember my dad hated all my shit. My dad thought Kiss was like the worst fucking band in the world, and like he's like, how low is your standard that you like
Oh my
Kiss?
god.
Like seriously, he thought Kiss was like the worst fucking like crap, like fucking boy band fucking shit. Um, So I don't want to do that to him, but at the same time, I can't help it. Like I give him shit all the time. I'm like, Metallica didn't do shit after fucking '88, Uh, but it is what it is. I mean, different eras and stuff.
Yeah, I'm just teasing. He seemed like I
So
loved you guys'
and,
dynamic.
and
It's
and
very
and
cool.
he loves shit that's way harder than anything like this fucking some of the deathcore and metalcore he listens to, like I'm like, it's way heavier than anything I listen to. Don't mean I
Yeah.
fucking like it, but at least he listens to it. I'm like, whatever. If you enjoy it, have fun. But
Hey, I
as
can't
far
talk shit. You're talking to the number one Limp Bizkit fan ever right now. So what am I gonna
uh,
say? You know.
oh oh
The
it's funny.
Who? The
You
Who
would have
Who?
loved
Fuck the Who,
you
bro.
would have
If I
loved
had
that
blue
same
eyes, Limp Bizkit.
that same day. The same day that we recorded that episode, me and my son were upstairs watching the fucking Raiders game, crying, and something came on, and we started laughing, and we were singing "My Way" by Limp Bizkit, and my wife, she's on the first floor, like recording, and we're like, "It's my way on the highway." She's like, "Can you hear yourselves, you fucking idiots?" Like, oh yeah, we're drunk having
Post it.
fun,
Post it.
but. All right, well, fuck it. That's enough of the news. Let's get into this. But before we get into the album, um, we got to talk about your book, your inspiration for doing it. How you even went about this. You're not like, Stephen King or anything or an author, but you felt compelled to write a book. How did this shit all come about?
I just thought. I mean, I'm into so much different shit. Um, the the one thing that I've been into severely since I was 11 years old was Megadeth. I mean, I would be in school with my notebook writing every album with the what label it was on, when it was released, how many records it sold. Like I was really, I mean, I dedicated my entire childhood like to Megadeth. So I didn't really have to do any research. And the topic of the book is really it's not just like let's go through the career of Megadeth. It's what I see lately is Dave people are really fucking sick of Dave Mustaine's shit. They're sick of him talking about Metallica in every interview, and they're sick of the people who defend him no matter what. They're sick of the people, like Ralph says, the people who say Dave wrote them all, or you know what I mean, like shit like that. That's way, that just pisses people off, and it doesn't bother me. Like if for some reason, and I figured out like this is a cult kind of thing. And you can really have it with any band that hits you like that. You know what I mean? Just like Kiss fans, right? Like there are just the hardcores that will accept anything. And I wanted to come at it from a perspective of this is why maybe a lot of us Megadeth hardcores or droogies, as we're called, accept everything that he says, no matter how crazy it is, no matter if he said it on Alex Jones or what it is. Like, um, so I just came from my own personal view of why that is. And my own personal view basically is that all my friends who are Megadeth fans are from broken families and fucked up childhoods and shit like that. And me personally been put into foster care and then moved to Cali to live with my grandparents. Like I think I was looking for a father figure, and I think that father figure came in the way of Dave Mustaine. And for me personally, that's why I was so strong on defending everything he does. So it kind of explores all that. And it's part autobiography, part Megadeth book. So the first few chapters I'm really going into where I was coming from, being raised in the Pacific Northwest and being put into foster care, discovering Megadeth and all that type of shit. I don't know if
Yeah.
that answered any of your questions that you just had,
No,
but
no, no. But I mean that's awesome. I think that makes her a much more interesting book. Having a personal perspective to it and everything, and having something that deviates from what you were saying earlier about podcasts. Like You don't want something that just like in a monotone voice that it was recorded on this day and this song was played in the fifth fret of the seventh, whatever.
Right.
Nobody gives a shit. It's how it affects you. So when you have a very personal experience with it and stuff, and that comes across, I think that sells a lot of this shit, and that's awesome. You definitely
Yeah.
came into them, much later than Ralph and myself, and Ralph. I mean, Ralph was there from the get go. I was there from the second album on. Uh, but I love seeing that different generations, discover this shit, and it's something that's personal to them, even though, like, what year were you born?
92.
92. Okay. So all the good years were already gone by the time you were born, you know. But yet you discover this band and they're that important to you. I think that's incredible. I think that's awesome.
Yeah,
Uh,
my first new Megadeth album once I was a fan was The System Has Failed, which is why I hold
yeah.
that album so highly. I have a whole chapter on that album. And that was the first one that I mowed my grandmother's lawn to save up money to walk to the Warehouse Music and buy the new Megadeth album. It was The System Has Failed.
No, and that's and you're the same age as my son. And I remember trying to turn my son on to stuff when, he was younger and it wasn't cool because it was dad's music.
Right.
And it wasn't until he had a friend that was, his age that got into that stuff and then he got into it. But he grew up, in this weird era of Metallica, but liked it, and like,
Yeah.
but he still loves the old shit, the classic shit that I love, but he has an open heart for shit that I'm like, no,
Right.
no, nah, like Saint Anger, but he finds good in that, and I can't do it, just like my first Iron Maiden album was Somewhere in Time, and Ralph checked out by that point.
Right.
But me, I'm like, oh no, that album's fucking incredible. And then I went back and found out the past. But I know how it is, with music, with movie series. Like I'm big into movies, and I've seen like like horror stuff that I love. I'm like, no, the originals, and then it got all pussy,
Right.
But I was there from the beginning, and I saw the decline. But there's other kids who grew up, and they're like, oh, they saw this part before that part, or they heard this album before that album, so they didn't have that commitment that I had, you know, to where I have these prejudices and these opinions,
Right.
that skew what I think about shit, and Megadeth is definitely one of those bands because they were a band that I loved, and then I was like, oh, what the fuck happened to this shit,
Yeah, and
Where
luckily I came in that era where The System Has Failed through Endgame to I guess you could say 13. That was kind of the thrash renaissance, like revival era, the mid 2000s, when thrash was cool again. And I'm glad that I came into that era where my new Megadeth albums weren't Risk or The World Needs a Hero. My new albums was The System Has Failed, United Abominations, Endgame, 13, and then it started going back down again. Um, but yeah, like you were saying, like I definitely heard Megadeth when I was a kid because my parents were big true metalheads, and so I remember my dad giving me a Kiss CD, and this was after my favorite band was Black Sabbath and Metallica when I was 8 years old, and he gave me Destroyer. And I just looked at the cover. I'm like, this shit's going to be heavy as fuck. Look at this shit. Look at Jensen. Look at this demon right here. And I put it in, and I just remember it was like, I thought it was the gayest shit that I ever heard in my life. And I'm like, all right, fuck dad. He don't know what he's talking about. This is garbage. Of course, I appreciate it now. But when you're coming up with, you're listening to 6 Feet Under and Metallica or old Metallica,
yeah, and you
you
hear
put on
Great
Kiss.
Expectations.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Well, no, that's awesome. But Ralph, I mean, you were there at the beginning. So did you already hear And I know you were there at the beginning with Metallica. So did you already hear rumblings before Megadeth even started
Yeah,
that
yeah.
they had a new
I
band?
remember reading it in the press. It was in magazines back then. Dave Mustaine and Metallica is formed the new band Megadeth. I knew about Dave Mustaine, number one, because I had the Metal Massacre. Actually, I had the second pressing. My friend got the original pressing. Then I ended up buying it later. Dave Mustaine's on Hit the Lights. I had that before Kill 'Em All came out. I had the
Wow.
cassette for No Light to Leather before Kill 'Em All came out. So at that time, I was already aware of Dave Mustaine. Shit, I was aware of Ron McGovney. You know, I didn't even know Cliff Burton. You know, till Kill 'Em All came
That's
out.
crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's how I got introduced to Metallica. Those four guys. You know, and then when Kill 'Em All came out, you know, I read in the press they fired Dave Mustaine because, you know, he was an alcoholic and so on. And then Dave Mustaine came out soon after going, I'm going to start a band that's going to destroy Metallica. You know, and it's going to be called Megadeth. And I was freaking out going, this I got to hear. This shit sounds wicked. You know, Megadeth. You know, that's a more brutal name than Metallica. It's like, whoa. And then, yeah, and then I finally heard it. And I've told this story many times, but I gotta repeat it again. Back then, we didn't have, you know, of course, the internet or nothing. We relied on magazines that had stories that were already like 3 months old, right?
Right.
So I used to catch a bus to this record store in 163rd Street called Open Books. It was the greatest record store ever. That's where I discovered Merciful Fate, Raven, Venom, you name it. It was underground. So I go there one day and I see this Killing My Business with a little hype sticker featuring ex Metallica guitarist Dave Mustaine. I was like, oh my God. So I go up to the register to buy it. I fucking left my money at home.
Oh,
And it's an hour and a half bus drive, right? I told the guy, well, it was a girl, can you put this behind the counter? I got to go all the way fucking back home and come back. And I
Damn.
did. I went back home. I got the money, came back, bought it, went back home. It was like a 5 hour ordeal to listen to this one fucking album. And when I put that album on, it was beyond my expectation. Because this was, to me, the most technical shit I ever heard. I heard
Yeah.
this before Voivod. You know, this to me was out there as far as musicianship. And, you know, you have your Merciful Fate, which was excellent musicians, but these guys like ramped up the jazzness of it, the drumming, Chris Paul. It was just out. And I'll tell you, man, very, very important on those two albums. David Ellefson, man.
Yes.
Ellefson on those first two Megadeth albums is a fucking virtuoso. He dumped it down after that. But those first two albums, he's all over the fretboard. Loved it. And then I got P Cells, and I was like, this is one of those kind of a rare event where the sophomore album's better than the original. I thought Peace Cells was better than Killing My Business, and I love Killing My Business. But that album just blew me away. You know, they
Wow.
were on Capitol Records, they were on MTV, they were playing fucking Peace Cells like crazy during the daytime, and it was a huge hit. It was a huge hit. And that time, you had Rain and Blood, Master of Puppets, and Among the Living all in that year. The Big Four released
well,
their most,
Among the Living was 87.
yeah. Oh, it was? I thought
Yeah,
it was 86.
no, 87.
But whatever. Yeah, well, fuck Among the Living anyway. Um, yeah, because Spreading was 85, right?
Right.
Yeah, that one's awesome. Better than Among. But um, where was I going? Yeah, yeah. I love the Megadeth, man, and I got to see the Peace Cells tour twice it played the cameo on a Thursday and a Friday, and the opening act, Overkill, on the
Wow.
Taken Over tour, right?
Nice.
My
I
two
go to
favorite thrash bands of all time.
I go to the Thursday show. It was awesome, but I thought, wow, man, they didn't play Black Friday. You know how
Yeah.
lame. Oh, but they'll play tomorrow because it's Friday. You know. So I went to the Friday show. They didn't play it. I never got to.
Ah,
I saw them play Black Friday on one of those Gigantors, but that doesn't count. I didn't see them play
no.
Friday with Gar Samuelson and Chris Bowen, you
Right.
know? But yeah, but
Yeah.
they played everything else. My Last Word, you name it, Conjuring. One of the greatest shows I ever saw. And the one memory I remember that show so much was the back had a white wall and it had the silhouette of
Gar Silhouette. Yeah.
Gar Samuelson playing the drums to that silhouette behind him. It looked like a freaking octopus. It was unbelievable. What an experience. That guy, man, and Chris Poland was blowing my mind too. But Gar, man, to me, stole the show. That guy was more than just a fucking drummer. He was a
Gar Samuelson is so underrated. Like, uh, Ralph, I know me and you actually had a mutual friend, Bob Nalbandian. And
yeah,
rest in peace to Bob. He was great for all the early Megadeth Metallica information because he knew the guys personally
yeah.
before they were in Metallica or Megadeth started, you know. And he told me that Gar was the only one who didn't from day one who didn't take shit from Dave Mustaine. He told me a story. He told me a story of them being in not the tour bus, but I guess they had an RV before they ever had a tour bus. And Gar is sitting there reading Metal Edge or some metal magazine,
Yep.
and it's about Metallica, and he shows it to Dave. He said, "Hey, if you weren't such a fucking prick, you'd still be in this band."
I remember
I,
that
I,
story.
I
Yeah,
love that story.
Fucking awesome.
classic.
Yeah.
Gar
No,
was shit, man.
I love that one too. Um, my thing with Megadeth, and the funny thing is, I don't think I even knew that Dave was in Metallica till So Far So Good So What.
Oh
Um,
wow.
yeah, I heard Metallica first. The very first Metallica song I ever heard was "Fight Fire with Fire." So I came on board with them with Ride the Lightning, and got Master of Puppets when it came out. Uh, Probably, I think the whole thing with Megadeth. I don't know if I like saw something hit Parader. It was probably when I saw the Peace Cells video on MTV though that I got it. I'll never forget. I was at Kmart with my grandmother, and I got her to get me because I had no money. I was a fucking kid. I had her buy me Striper, To Hell with the Devil, and Peace Cells. I bought the same day at Kmart.
What a combo.
Yeah, and the funny thing was when I showed her the fucking the Megadeth cassette, and it was like the old school when the cassettes would come in the big plastic thing, like the handle, you had to have them punch it out at the fucking check line and shit. And she's looking at like, what the fuck is this, And then I like showed her the Striper one. I'm like, yeah, it's a Christian band, it's all good music, and she was like, she just wanted out of fucking Kmart, and she knew that was the only way was to buy both of those for me so I could get out. But no, I saw the Peace Cells. The whole thing with thrash was even when I first heard Metallica with Fight Fire with Fire, it scared the shit out of me because I'm listening to like you know cock rock at the time. Um, but I knew there was something special about it. Um, so I kept like forcing myself on it. The one that I could not get into for years was Slayer, which is funny because Slayer is now my favorite of the big four. But
Yeah.
Slayer, like when I first heard it, I put that shit down till Seasons. It wasn't until Seasons I like fully understood Slayer. But
When they
Megadeth,
when they slowed it down, you had to get into the
yeah.
slowed down
And
shit first. Yeah, me too.
and then I went back and I loved it and all that shit. Um, and my favorite of the thrash bands was Anthrax because Joey's vocals. Joey's vocals really helped me get into thrash. Um,
Well, at least they're
but
good for something.
I love me some Anthrax. But
Oh,
but no,
that
I mean
band, yeah, yeah.
I still bought this shit when it came out. But what's funny is I remember, when I got this, when I got it on cassette, I would play "Wake Up Dead" and "Peace Sells" over and over. But I really didn't listen to the rest of the album.
Oh
And
wow.
it's kind of like one of those things like, uh, for I mean, vinyl people might understand this, and cassette people might understand this, but CD people not so much. There was a side, there was a lot of stuff that I first listened to as a kid where I would only listen to one side, be it vinyl or be it cassette. Megadeth was one of those, man. I would constantly listen to Wake Up Dead, and I would listen to the title track, and that was about it. And it wasn't until years
Wow.
later that I fully got into it. Uh, but man, just great shit. And a lot of people shit on Megadeth because of Mustaine's vocals. They never bothered me. I always thought Mustaine's vocals were perfect for the music. I love that sneer and that shit, and Ralph likes to make fun of shit that I love, like Testament, like he said, he calls it Disney thrash, you
Yeah.
know. Well, Megadeth is South Park thrash because that motherfucker sounds like Cartman, like
I
me
never
nice
under,
guy, yeah, right. That's
I
fucking
never understood the people who shit on Dave Mustaine's vocals. If you're a thrash fan, like, what the fuck do you want? This is thrash metal. Like, we're not expecting, you know, Dio over here. Like, it's got to fit the music, and if it fits the music, that's all I ever cared about. I
but
love that snarl,
But no,
that fucking.
I get that though because there's shit like probably my favorite thrash band. Like if you look at all the classic thrash bands, my
Mhm.
favorite, if I'm looking total discography, I'm doing everything, is Overkill.
Yeah.
And I could not stand Overkill when I first heard him because of Bobby Blitz's vocals. Slayer couldn't stand Tom Morea's vocals. Anthrax was the one that really like I can deal with this because he was like a real singer to me.
And it was
What I
Disney
can
Right.
what I considered a real singer, Uh, but there was just something always punk and something different about Mustaine's vocals. Always loved, always, and I still love to this day. Like even on shit, we're like, oh, his vocals sound like shit on this. It's like sounds like Dave Mustaine to me. you
Yeah.
know, I don't judge it by his vocals. I judge it by like the songwriting. And is it pussy? Is it pussy Megadeth like Super Collider or fucking Risk bullshit or fucking Cryptic Writings?
Right.
Is it that pussy shit? But I always love that sneer that he's had. And I thought that set him apart. I never saw it as a hindrance. Um, but I remember my first concert was Alice Cooper on the Constrictor tour, and it was supposed to be Megadeth. And I'll never forget, my dad taking me, and I'm like, "Oh, Dad's gonna hate Megadeth. He's gonna fucking bitch the whole fucking time." But I actually saw the first date, like the second part of the Constrictor tour. It was Tesla and not Megadeth. So I remember waiting outside the venue, and I can see the T-shirt booth before they'd even let you in the fucking venue, and it was Tesla shirts. I was like, oh, Dad'll probably like Tesla. He wouldn't like Megadeth. So I didn't get to see Megadeth until right before Countdown came out. I saw them. They played like one or two songs from Countdown, but they still had like the Rust in Peace like drum set and everything and the
Yeah.
backdrops. And I'll never forget it. Pissed me off so bad. It was at Alpine Valley, Wisconsin. I forget who the opener was. there was 4 bands. I can't remember who the opener was, but it was Pantera, Megadeth, and Skid Row on the Slave to the Grind tour. And there was a video for High Speed Dirt where they show this mosh pit from Alpine Valley. That mosh pit was from fucking Pantera. It wasn't from fucking Megadeth. And I was so like, oh, how poser can you get to show somebody else's mosh pit? Because I remember that because when Pantera played Primal Concrete Sledge, there was these railings in concrete going down the lawn, and the fans busted them out of the concrete. And the pit was like nothing I'd ever seen. And this is before Vulgar even came out. You know,
Wow.
yeah, it was fucking insane. But I knew the pit and I knew what they were showing, and it was from broad daylight. When Megadeth was on, it was like getting towards dusk, you know. And I'm like, you fucking posers. What is more fucking queer than fucking showing somebody else's pit and trying to claim it for your shitty ass song? Because High Speed Dirt sucks dick. You know.
That's
But compared to the old shit,
no,
fuck
no.
Countdown. I'll take Euthanasia over fucking Countdown.
I would too.
But anyway, no, I love Megadeth, but I really like Euthanasia was the last time. Like after that, I don't think I definitely didn't buy another Megadeth album, but I don't think I liked another Megadeth album like from start to finish until Dystopia after Euthanasia.
That's what I've heard from everyone in my life who is above like 45. Like Euthanasia was the last one. They put the like Countdown was pushing it, and then Euthanasia pushed it too far, and they were done.
I will say this: like I listened to like 5 or 6 Megadeth albums today, getting ready for this episode, and one I decided to give another chance to was fucking Cryptic Writings. What a fucking horrible! That is some Bon Jovi fucking thrash. It was fucking
Bon Jovi thrash.
There's not one good song on. I don't. People like, oh, She-Wolf fucking sucks.
I like She-Wolf. I like Disintegrator. I thought was great.
Disintegrator is better than She-Wolf. I will say that. The closest
I like FFF too.
And FFF is an awesome song. It has its moments.
I don't know that.
I thought the last Megadeth album to me that I really liked was Endgame.
Not a bad one. Yeah, that's a great one.
Endgame was good. Endgame has some really strong moments. Overall, I would take Dystopia over it.
I wouldn't. Dystopia is good, but not that good.
That's a hard one. That's a hard one for me. I might take Dystopia over Endgame.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah, but no, I will say this: the most important guitar player in thrash is Dave Mustaine. He's one of the best like riff writers ever, and there would be no Metallica. Metallica built their whole career on Dave Mustaine.
Thank you, Ian. Thank you. I go into that in the book about, I mean, people want to look, Dave steps in shit constantly every time he opens his mouth, especially if he breathes the word Metallica. And it's kind of worked against him in the way that it's really turned people against him through the years and made them even more minimize what he did in that band. But if you talk to anyone who was there, including Ron McGovney and all that, like Dave was the psycho in the band. He was 2 years older. He'd been in another band, Panic. Like he'd been through more shit than any of those guys. He really brought the aggression and brought the chaos of that early Metallica shit.
And if you see any of the videos of the other bands who talked about seeing Metallica during the time he was in there, the guys from Slayer, the guys from Exodus, they'll all say like Mustaine was what they were fucking watching, you know, because I mean that guy was just fucking next level, you know, which makes it even more sadder to see what he became late, in my opinion, what he became later. Uh, you know, because I was sitting there, you know, I remember I listened to fucking Risk maybe about 10 years ago, like finally for the first time. I'm like, yeah, I can't just hate on this album. I got to listen to it before I can really, you know, give an honest opinion. And it was so fucking bad. And then
Yeah.
I listened to Cryptic Writings today, and I was just like, Jesus Christ. I got to tell you, I think Load and Reload are better than Cryptic Writings and Risk. Because I think Metallica, as shitty as that shit was, I think Metallica's coming from a truer, like trying to change
More
something.
genuine, yeah.
Yeah.
They wanted to do that.
Yeah. For better or for worse, I think Metallica artistically, even though I think it sucks fucking donkey, is better than fucking Cryptic Writings and Risk. That's bottom of the barrel. That's like I'm just trying to sell out because I gotta chase my fucking ghost, and that's his biggest
That is,
problem.
I'm very glad you brought that up because look, as much of a Megadeth fanboy as I am, I break that down in the Metallica chapter. Like,
Yeah.
I believe that those guys wanted to do their version of like blues 70s blues rock, like whatever the fuck that was.
Plus,
I
they had
believe
to because Lars can't play thrash drums. You know? That's why they
they,
wanted to kick him out after fucking Master. You know?
yeah, yeah. They
Very
fully
Lars is
believed in
very
that.
unfair. Lars has to be the most unfair target in the history of metal, in my opinion.
No,
I think the guy's a fucking genius on the drums. You don't have to be technical, Dave Lombardo, to do what he did. And by the way,
Yeah,
Dave Lombardo praises Lars. A lot of drummers praise Lars for his inventiveness. And yes, man, his fucking drumming on the song Blackened and Hardwired and Spit Out the Bone. Give me a break. The guy's a fucking beast. But he's an easy target. I get it.
he is.
no,
He is. And I defend Lars in the book too, to an extent. Like I definitely take shots at Lars because it's fun.
Lars is Peter Chris.
Oh, there you go. And Peter Chris is God to me. What he did on 100,000 Years is drum perfection that
Yeah.
spawned a billion drummers. Whether
And
you
you guys,
or not.
and you guys have said it on this podcast many times. And I put it in the book. Nobody talks shit about Lars in the 80s. When Metallica was at their peak of cool before they were the biggest metal band in the world, nobody talks shit about Lars Ulrich. He was
Everybody
fucking
loved,
awesome.
everybody thought Lars was the best member of Metallica. Everybody
Yeah.
loved Lars because Lars had his ear to the ground. Lars liked
Yeah.
the new wave of British heavy metal. He liked all the metal that us underground metalheads love. So we identified with him.
Yeah.
And Lars was
Mine,
fucking awesome. He was just fucking awesome.
I was always a James and Cliff guy. I like James and Cliff, and I like Newstead. I was a Newstead guy.
I think the beginning of the Lars hate you could probably trace even way before the Napster thing and all that. I think the beginning was the Black Album.
Yeah.
And because it's very boom, bap, boom, bap, boom, bap. But like every song is kind of doing the same thing. But if you listen to everything before that, I mean, Lars is fucking phenomenal and fit that band perfectly for what he did.
But, but people people like to say, well, he's not technically great. Technically great. I'll take somebody that's not technically great and leave a mark and be inventive over somebody technically great. You know what I'm saying? It's just to me, the drumming on For Whom the Bell Tolls, not difficult, very simple, but extremely inventive.
Effective, yeah, effective. I'll definitely give you that.
I feel like he the whole thing how he would hit cymbals too. I feel like that was, I don't know, maybe you guys could shed some light on this since you were there. Like, was that I mean, obviously cymbals are a thing in metal, but I feel like the way Lars did it made it like iconic thrash kind of style. Like it was very unique. Or am I tripping on that?
A lot of people bash on Injustice for All for not having bass, but the drumming on Justice for All, believe me, Pantera, Overkill, they were all using that drum sound after Injustice for All. Listen to it, and who was it? I forgot the name of the guitar player that was in Overkill at the time. He was the guy that was bald, but he had a little patch of hair back in.
Sebastian Marino.
I think it was him. Yeah,
he said Joe Como.
He said one of those two. He said it. We're in the studio. Give me the Lars and Justice for All sound on the drums.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, for people who, you know, when Injustice came out, it was all about Lars and James because that's the only thing you heard on the fucking album. You know, but it was. I mean, it was that. But I mean, there was something. It was always. I don't know. Lars was always like, you'd listen to the other bands, you know, the other big four, and all those drummers, in my opinion, bury fucking.
Technically, they do technically. Yeah. But you know what? What Lars did was more successful than those technical drummers.
Yeah, but I don't care about successful. I'm caring about like I wonder. You know, I was thinking about that today. I was driving back. I was dropping my wife off at the airport. And as soon as I'm listening to America, taking her to the airport. As soon as she got out of the car, I put on Among the Living. And I'm listening to it. And I was wondering, like, if they would have replaced Lars like they were going to before Cliff died, they were going to kick Lars out of the band. And if they would have got a heavier drummer, would that have helped Metallica stay heavier? You know, if they had a drummer that would have kept up, because you got to admit he's the weakest drummer out of the big four. You got to admit that.
All right. Then let me ask you this question: what happened to Metallica after they didn't fire Lars?
They became the biggest band in the world.
No. But I'm talking about, Ian's talking about quality, drumming quality.
Oh, right.
After Master of Puppets, everything Metallica did, you think a different drummer, would make any of those albums better?
Yeah.
Better than the first three Metallica? Wait. Better than the first three Metallica albums?
No, I'm not saying better, but I think they would have stayed on course.
Nah, you're wrong. And they did. And you know what? In the end, they did find keeping Lars. No matter what Ian, no matter what I think of the music, how much we hate it and sucks, they did something right. And they achieved what every other band, period, never achieved. Metallica.
The other problem. Oh, sorry, Ralph. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, the fucking band headline stadium, so you can complain about Lars's drumming all you want. It connects with the masses, man. He's doing something right. I don't agree with it, but there's a lot of shit I don't agree with that's very popular. It doesn't matter. Fuck it, man. And then when I hear stuff like Spit Out the Bone, I'm like, fuck, man, Lars rules.
Oh, I love that song.
Yeah, the drumming on that, it's inventive, it's fast, and he does some great fucking tightness and just... Lars is incredible. Oh, Charlie Benante, Dave Lombardo, Gar Samuelson are technically better. I agree, but all those drummers didn't do what Lars did, man. Lars took the limited knowledge he had, the limited technicality he had, and he outshined everybody that was more technical. Whether you like it or not, that's the way it is. You don't have... It's like what Dave Mustaine says. It's not the size of your pencil, it's how you write your name.
I love that you pulled that one out. That's a good one.
And it's the truth. I don't give a fuck how technically great you are.
Yeah.
If you look at Rick Nielsen, not technically a great guitar player. Pete Townsend, not technically a great guitar player, but what do they do with that limited knowledge? They do stuff that technical guitar players to me don't affect me as much.
Right.
You know,
Hey,
like
hey,
I like
Ace Frehley just died. Stop making fun of him.
and Ace Frehley's a great example. Technically not great, but motherfucker influenced the fucking planet. And he was great to me. The Rocket Ride shocked me solo. But that's not fucking Frank Marino, Gary Moore, Alan Holdsworth
Right.
technicality. It's limited like Lars. But what he did with that limited knowledge changed the fucking world. Just like Lars did, man. Whether you like it or not, you can bitch all you want. And I'm on your side when it comes to the music they've done. Yeah, they all suck. But you know what? They're playing stadium. They did better than any other band. They're doing something right.
And that's
So
another thing
are
that
you
I
saying
talked about in the book is I gave Lars absolute credit, not just for what he did with his drumming, but and the limited ability he had, but he's also the mastermind behind their success. I mean, Lars was the hustler. You know what I mean? When they had No Life to Leather out, probably before that, he was out there telling everyone he could that they were going to be the biggest metal band in the world, and he was right.
And he was bootlegging No Life to Leather, hundreds of them, and each one of them had his handwriting on it. He wrote all that shit, all those cassettes. You know, I had a copy of one. My friend had one. He got one with Lars's, and he made me a copy of it on cassette. But yeah, Lars busted his ass. Lars deserves all the credit. To me, he's kind of like Angus Young. He deserves all the credit he did because he went out there and he busted his ass like Angus Young. They slept on floors. They were like very hungry, and they were just starving musicians. They got ripped off before Ride the Lightning. They got all their equipment stolen. This is a
Right.
band that, really went through a lot of hardship. And same thing with that. And look at fucking AC/DC, how they slugged it out in clubs, for many years through the 70s to only to begin. And those are the bands that deserve the huge fame, AC/DC and Metallica, because Metallica is another one of those bands that changed everything. They are the Nirvana of 1983. They invented a genre. Metallica, you can say, well, Mustaine this, Mustaine that. Yes, it's unfortunate Mustaine wasn't there. He should have been there. It would have been a better album with Mustaine. That I'll admit. Definitely Kill 'Em All would be 100 times better because Kurt Hammett just ripped off Dave's leads.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything different. It's kind of like what Tony Martin did on the Ray Gillen demos on the Eternal Idols. Singing
Right.
Ray Gillen. All right, Kurt played just like Dave Mustaine. I'd rather want the authentic, real person that did it, But did it hurt it? No, the album still is legendary, It is
Right.
unfortunate. It is unfortunate that Dave, and it makes it more unfortunate how Dave got fucked over and it fucked up his life and, he achieved so much from it. But then he just turns around and fires Dave Ellison for jerking off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
but you know
fucking
what? When you release Crush 'em, you deserve everything you fucking get. Fuck 'em.
And as much as I love David Ellison and I absolutely love his podcast with Joshua Toomey, he recently said, "Hey, I never got writing credits for Crush 'em," and I'm just thinking, be fucking glad you didn't.
Yeah.
Terrible. All right, well, fuck it. Well, we'll let you finish your smoke because you're out in the garage.
I'm done.
All right, come back inside. We'll let you take the opening track on this album we're talking about, 1986's "Peace Sells, But Who's Buying?"
All right, Wake Up Dead. Probably this song and Peace Sells are the most accessible. When you were talking about those are the two you would listen to early on, Ian, I was thinking those are probably the two most accessible songs on the album. But what a banger. Opens with a barrage of tempo shifts and riff mutations, no chorus, just a Frankenstein of thrash parts stitched together. The solo section of Dave and Chris going back and forth is classic Megadeth. I guess, I mean, I know there's metal with metal. There was always been metal bands that groove, but you could call this groove metal. I mean, this is some groovy shit right here. I love it.
All right, Ralph, what do you think of Wake Up Dead?
Love it, man. I remember when I first bought this album, I thought, wow, the way it started, it was like right into the vocals, you know? I mean, I didn't see that till fucking Strength Beyond Strength by Pantera years later, you know what I mean? All bands have some kind of build up. This one went straight to the jugular, you know,
Yeah.
and yeah, he's talking about some chick he was seeing at the time, Diana.
Diana. Yep.
Yeah, that he would cheat on. I love the crunchy, thrashy little section. Man, I'll never forget watching that live in the pit. You know, that was the opening song that night, and yeah, that was a violent pit. Especially the Thursday shows. Even Friday, I was like, I ain't getting in the pit. I was hurting. But great song. I love the changes. I love Chris Poland's soloing. It's so smooth. It's like he makes it sound so effortlessly. But
So unique.
yeah, technical but heartfelt at the same time. And yeah, just a ripping song. Great opener. I love it. Devil's Island would have been a better opener though. But whatever.
Ooh, I like that. I think, yeah, Devil's Island or Good Morning Black Friday could have been a fucking amazing opener too.
Good Morning Black Friday is perfect where it is. Open side two with it because it starts kind of mellow, you know.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking it would be a good. But yeah, Devil's Island would be good too.
Yeah, that power chord in the beginning. Hey, I'll be back. This dog looking at me. He probably needs to pee. So talk about Wake Up Dead, Ian.
All right, well, I love this fucking song. What a way to open the album. Could be the best Megadeth song ever. The riff, the chorus, the time changes, that voice, the fucking lyrics. This is a fucking thrashterpiece. I mean, one listen to this song and you can tell that Gar Samuelson listened to Lars Ulrich and then learned how to play drums. This shit is fucking amazing. I love it. This was one right out, even before I was like fully into the thrash. Like when I'm still listening to Quiet Riot and Pyromania and shit like this, I knew there was something special about this, and I fucking loved it. Great fucking track. Great way to open up the album. You know, so Devil's Island. Ooh, that interesting. Could that be the opener? Yeah, but no, it's fucking Wake Up Dead, and fucking what a way to do this. And I can't talk about this song though without talking about how shitty Megadeth was in the late '90s when I saw him on the Ozfest tour. And I've said this story before.
What was that? Ozfest 98, right?
Yeah. Okay, what song you guys want to hear? And there was like nobody pitting for Megadeth because they're playing, you know, the fucking horrible like Trust fucking shit in Secret Place and all that fucking fabulous shit they were doing. He's like, one more song. What do you want to hear? And me and my buddy, we started the chant, the Wake Up Dead. Because believe it or not, they hadn't played Wake Up Fucking Dead.
That's insane.
It was deafening how much the crowd was saying Wake Up Dead. And he's like, okay, Anarchy in the UK. You know, like, this is why you got kicked out of the band, motherfucker. This is why you got kicked out of the band. Stupid shit like this. You fucking redheaded prick. You know,
Megadeth have done a lot of shitty covers. That tops the list.
Yeah, but I mean, you already know Jesus hates you because you have red hair, and then you pick that for your last fucking song. Get the fuck out of here. Wake
Oh my
up dead.
god.
That's fucking Megadeth. Love this one. All right, I'll go on the next track, The Conjuring. This is one like looking back, I cannot believe that this is something I used to fast forward through. But I
Wow.
did because I was so locked in, as a fucking, when this album came out, I was 12 years old, but it was all about Wake Up Dead and fucking Peace Sells. And the thing that I'll always remember about The Conjuring until the 90s was Obey. Because I would fast forward the fucking track, and then he'd hit play and see if you got there first. This is before CDs. And I always know when I heard that last Obey, okay, now the bass song is going to kick in. So I skipped this shit for fucking years. And then, like, early 90s when it was like, shitty Megadeth era and stuff like that, people, I would read all this shit and hear people talking about The Conjuring. I'm like, Conjuring? Oh, isn't that on Peace Sells? Oh, I think that's a song I fast forward to, or fast forward from, to hear Peace
Right.
Sells. And then when I finally stopped and listened to it, I was like, oh my God, this is the fucking greatest ever. So now I'm like, I just got done saying I think Wake Up Dead's the greatest song. I don't know. Is it that or is it the fucking Conjuring? Because the Conjuring is fucking amazing. And the fact that he wouldn't play this fucking shit because of his Jesus shit and everything for so many years, I'm like, God, dude, the fuck but you'll play Trust. That's Satan. That's Satan working there, making you play Trust. The
Yeah,
Conjuring.
I never understood that. Like, bro, why the fuck go so long without playing The Conjuring? Like, if this whole God thing is real to you, don't you think God knows your heart, bro? Like, you think he's gonna give a shit if you? But it's art. Play your fucking art. Don't pull a Radiohead. That's what I consider his Radiohead moment, like not playing The Conjuring for fucking years.
That's
And
like
I guess they brought it back recently.
that's like you got to hand it to Alice Cooper, man. He's Christian as fuck, but he keeps it cool.
Yeah,
He keeps it cool.
perfect example. Alice Cooper, fucking
It's
god.
yeah. It's all fucking witchcraft. Fucking grow the fuck up. Play the goddamn
Yeah.
song.
Well,
You
he
know,
really
it-
believes he puts hexes on people and shit. Like he really believes
I
that
yeah,
got
shit.
yeah,
some.
yeah.
I got something to
Well,
say.
here's the thing. Like, this is what always bothered me about his shit about the Conjuring. If you could really put hexes on people, then how the fuck did Metallica become the biggest band on the fucking
Yeah,
planet?
but I said this before. I've said this before. Dave Mustaine has said in an interview, I wish the hex on that dude, and he got in an automobile accident. I think he was crippled. I wish I put a hex on this chick, something bad happened to her. He did. He didn't bring up, and he did it. A hex on Metallica. Cliff Burton died.
Yeah, there's no way he didn't do that.
There's no way. If Dave Mustaine was putting hexes on people, there's no way he didn't put a hex on Metallica. Now,
Yeah.
what
Right.
you're
And
saying
they
here,
became
but
the
wait, no,
biggest
no,
band
wait,
in the
wait, wait,
world.
wait, wait, wait. Let me finish, dude. I mean, Ian, you go on and on, dude. I don't stop you at all.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here's the thing. If he admitted that he put a hex on Metallica, and Metallica became the biggest band in the world, which they did. You know what that means, Ian? Hexes are full of shit. They don't exist. It's all bullshit. He didn't kill Cliff Burton. He didn't cripple this dude and get this chick on hexes. There's a thing called coincidences, but Dave Mustaine also stretched the truth. Remember that? Well, maybe you guys don't remember this because you didn't read, like, you probably, well, maybe Ian did. I remember reading magazines back in like 86, 87, where Dave Mustaine said, we're not going to live to see 1990 because Ronald Reagan is going to kill us all because Ronald Reagan, check this out. Ronald Reagan is the Antichrist. And how does he know he's the Antichrist? Because his name, Ronald Wilson Reagan. All three have sixes in it. I'm telling you, I read Dave Mustaine say this shit.
That's how you know someone is fucking crazy when they start bringing numerology into conversation. You're like, I'm fucking done, bro.
Well. My point is when he's saying this shit, he's putting hexes on people. He's a whack job. He's a fucking whack job.
Yeah, and I love him more for it.
Yeah, that's true. Then again, I love whack jobs.
See, you say when you say that, you know he's a nut job. I knew it when I heard Foreclosure of a Dream.
Oh my God. So that killed them. This is what I'll tell you about.
I agree with you on this. Yeah.
Countdown Extinction, the wise choice should have been Sweating Bullets. What is it? Foreclosure of a Dream. Oh, look, we're going to get political. And, I remember at that time, Dave Mustaine was interviewed on CNN.
Rock the vote.
Yeah, it was all political shit. So he did the political song. Oh.
Yeah, I love how he was anti-Republican then, and then he's like anti-Obama now. Like whatever.
Yeah, you were pro Manowar, now you're anti Manowar.
Yeah, you goddamn right, faggots. Oh God. Did you talk about Conjuring?
Yeah. Oh my God, The Conjuring.
Oh my God.
Probably my second favorite song on the album. Yeah, it's hey man, it may be all bullshit, but I love it. The lash from a black cat's eye. All that mumbo jumbo shit. It's why I love Merciful Fate so much. All that crazy satanic bring me the blood of the newborn child. There's no cooler things in my world than lyrics like that. Pure, satanic, evil, but also fucking Fantasyland bullshit, because I don't believe in none of it. Satan, there's no such thing as Satan, not even Sammy Hagar, But my point is, the song fucking rules. One of the greatest Megadeth songs. I love the fucking lyrics. I'm telling you, this album is a grand slam. I absolutely love Peace Sells. And The Conjuring is a damn fine song.
All right, we'll take the next track, the title track.
Well, I got to do The Conjuring.
Oh, you didn't do The Conjuring? I'm sorry.
A lot of people have a misconception. Well, I guess, it turned into it, but they consider Megadeth like the political band, the most political band. But if you listen to these first two albums, I mean, it's a lot of dark occultic shit. It's not like Peace Sells is political, I guess. What else is political on this album?
Megadeth's fucking not political.
Yeah, but they consider them like the political minded band. But I'd put that more on Metallica in the 80s than Megadeth.
I think the track's pretty political.
But The Conjuring, I fucking love it. It's this song and Black Friday, which I go back and forth as the greatest Megadeth song of all time. This is basically Dave doing a demonic sales pitch for Black Magic. I love it. Mid-tempo groove, eerie harmonics, palm-muted riffs. That bridge spirals into pure heroin-induced chaos. I love it. It's The fucking Conjuring.
All right.
Classic.
Well, you take the title track then. Peace.
Okay. Peace Sells. What do you mean I ain't kind? Just not your kind. That's my fucking all-time favorite line out of that song. There's a lot of great ones. Iconic, obviously. I always thought that David Ellefson wrote that bass line, but props to him for, not Well, Dave would never let him, I guess, but not taking credit on that. I was shocked that he didn't write that because, like Ralph said earlier, Ellefson on these two albums, these first two Megadeth albums, is unreal. I'll never forget listening to this album, and my grandfather came in, and my grandfather, born in the late 40s, uh, very into what he was into, his music of his time. And he always, shit on Megadeth and shit that I liked. But I'll never forget he opened my door because I was blasting this song and he said, that's a nice bass line. And I was like, finally, some approval. So I love Peace Cells. That it holds a special memory for me.
Ralph?
This may be the most punk rock thrash song ever written. I mean, it's the most snarly attitude song I've ever heard in thrash. The lyrics are just so in your face. But I feel political. If there's a new way, I'll be the first in line.
Yeah.
Work this time, and peace sells, but I don't know how peace sells though. That's more of his wackiness. But it's a historic track. It's the video before Wake Up Dead. They were playing Peace Sells a lot, and I just love it. It's full of attitude, swagger, and the first impression of the song is like, all right, now they're becoming a little more. It's the first song I heard from Megadeth at the time that wasn't really 100 miles an hour, because every song was that way on Killing With My Business and then Wake Up Dead. But Peace Sells was a crunchy song. Of course, they couldn't contain that, and they had to get thrashy as fuck at the end. But it's great. It's one of the greatest snarly lyrics ever. And that's the Dave Mustaine I love. See, that's the Dave Mustaine that was determined. I'm going to kill Metallica. I'm going to be bigger than Metallica, more metal than Metallica. That's the Dave I love. And that Dave, to me, lasted till Rust in Peace. After that, his mentality was like, I want to be like Metallica. I want to be Metallica. But man, the shit he was doing all the way up to Rust in Peace, that's Megadeth. Megadeth. I may not be a fan of some songs off the later two albums, but still, it's their style that they invented. The technical jazz craziness. You hear it all over Rust in Peace.
Yeah.
And then after that, oh, we got to make the Black Album. All right, we got to do this. And then Lars said, oh, Dave Mustaine, he should take more risks. All right, let's do an album called Risk. You know what I mean? He was. I like when he wasn't following Metallica, where he was vengeful toward them. That's the Dave I love. And you hear it in the song Peace Sells. It's almost like he's singing that shit to them. I'm not your kind and shit like that. Like, James said he wasn't a kind person. He beat his ass when James kicked his dog. So
Yeah.
who knows? Dave may have been a message to them. All I know, it was more genuine, and it was more honest and being true to yourself. And Peace Sells is probably the pinnacle song of Dave Mustaine's fury and vengeance against Metallica. Is all in Peace Sells, if you ask me. That's what I think that song.
That's interesting. I've never heard it looked at it like that before. That's cool.
Yeah, I just think it's him at his most pissed off.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was either this song or a Turd Lamont. But no, this song, holy fucking shit. What can you say? It's their Ace of Spades. It's their perfect fucking song. Best thrash bass line ever. I'll take it over any fucking bass is the one instrument that's missing out of most thrash. And here it's in abundance and fucking right in your face. I love it. Goddamn, Father Junior gets a pass. He can molest as many kids as he wants for playing that shit. You know, but hey, that chick wanted it. I don't give a fuck. That shit don't bother. It's like the Epstein shit. Who gives a fuck? They were whoas. Let the guy play bass. Uh, Fucking amazing. What a track, and it's one of those tracks that transcends genres. I mean, it's at a time when thrash metal was such a like weird fringe of hard rock and everything. This was something that everybody felt when they heard this. People who didn't like thrash loved this track. It was the theme to MTV News for years for those of us who grew up with that and shit, and it was just like it was accepted. It's something that crossed boundaries, it crossed lines. It's a fucking amazing track, and Ralph hit it on the head. This was Dave Mustaine pure, not being the bitter fucking little bitch he fucking grew up to be. And goddamn, there's no, like as many people we talked about even earlier, we're making fun of Lars, and shit like that. Who's a bigger bitch than Dave Mustaine? He is like the biggest bitch in fucking rock. They kicked me out of the band. My album hit number 2. Billy Ray Cyrus beat me. He is the biggest fucking crybaby bitch. But he also happens to be the best fucking guitar player in thrash too, I believe.
Yeah, but he was, I mean, when he was a crybaby bitch on heroin, he was awesome.
Yeah. Then he found Jesus and everything went south.
Yeah, now he's crying to the press about Metallica. Back then, he wrote "Peace Sells Who's Buying," and he expressed it that way because of that great drug, heroin.
Yes. Yes. Now he's one of these fentanyl fuckers just creeping around like, and he just never stops crying. And that's a big. Just be thankful for the talent that you have and the shit that you do, and stop trying to chase.
He's got a mansion. He's got a whole place in Italy. He's worth $25-30 million, bro. What the fuck else do you want?
Yeah, but you know what? He also wrote Super Collider, so he deserves to go to fucking hell. He deserves everything that fucking happened to him. Quit crying. He's a fucking bitch. Then you turn your back on fucking Ellefson not once but fucking twice, and for money. Let's get honest. That whole thing, that whole fucking jerk off fucking scandal. You know what that is? He gets rid of Ellefson. That's more money for him. Everybody else in Megadeth gets fucking peanuts. It's fucking business. It's why Jason Bittner just left fucking Overkill. Because he got jack shit for being in that fucking band. And he gets rid of all those guys. He thinks the dude from White Lion can play bass just as much. And it's all more money in his fucking pocket. He's a fucking, he can do all this peace sells shit. But he's a capitalist piece of shit fucking crybaby hypocristian. He can go fuck himself. But he's a great guitar player. I love him. Wrote some good shit, but as a human being, what a crybaby piece of shit. I'd rather hang out with fucking Lars's fake fucking ass than fucking Mustaine.
Oh, I hang out with Lars all day over Dave. That's no question.
Fucking A.
Hey, side note. Capitalism rules. Send me money. Fuck yeah. Money rules. But enough of all the bullshit we keep bringing up. Let's talk about kick-ass on heroin Dave Mustaine pissed off at Metallica.
All right.
With the next track, Devil's Island.
Oh, Devil's Island. So evil. I love the beginning of this. It's evil as fuck.
What a riff.
Oh man. Evil sounding, I love it. That walk he plays on the guitar in the beginning of it, then that bass and the sneer of fucking his vocals on it. What a way to end side one. I mean, it's so fucking heavy loaded. That's one thing. If I have one little bitch about this album, is to me like side one is absolute perfection, and side two I'm like, because I constantly go back and forth like, what's my favorite Megadeth, and it's kind of like how Ralph used to go back and forth between Maiden and Killers. What's his favorite? I'm like that with Megadeth, man. Depending on the day and the week, one day it's fucking Killing's my business, and one day it's fucking Peace Sells. I go back and forth. But side one of fucking Peace Sells, hard to fucking argue that one, man. And, I will say this: one album has a shittier cover than the other one. I'll tell you that.
I love them both.
Oh, but fucking Devil's Island, just it's so fucking metal, and it's so
Devil's
like,
Island. I love that shit.
I know,
Here
but
I am.
you hear the riffs on Devil's Island, you hear everything that not only made Megadeth, but what made Metallica. You hear that fucking
Yeah.
what they base their fucking career on, and the shit that most people consider. The fucking what they love about Metallica. Dave Mustaine wrote that shit, his bitch ass. His fucking riffs, his ideas, man. I'll give him that, man. I mean that crunch and that fucking that fury that he used to put out through his guitar. And he does it, throughout the career of Megadeth, you'd see bits and pieces of it. Sometimes it would shine brighter than others, but man, when you get that fucking angry Mustaine and then it comes out in that fucking guitar.
And the riffs changed forever. It seems like after, I mean, rest in peace, and no denying there's amazing riffs. I mean, they have a lot of killer riffs, but those first two albums, they were all twisty and turny and weird and fucking just unconventional.
That's why I get sick when everybody's like, "Oh, the classic lineup is
Friedman and
yeah, Freeman and
Well, a lot of
Nick,
people think Rust in Peace is their best album, though.
yeah, a lot of people are wrong, and I
They're not
love
wrong. They're not wrong. To them, they're not wrong.
yeah, whatever. But I mean, I love Menza. I love Menza. Menza, I think like Gar's definitely my favorite drummer, but Menza would be definitely right there.
Oh, Men's on Take No Prisoners, insane.
Oh yeah, but if you want to go Poland and fucking Freeman, not even close. Not even close, in my opinion. The classic lineup to me is fucking Gar, Poland, fucking Ellefson, and Mustaine. That's the classic fucking lineup. The other one, were guys who joined a band and played shit already written, and then fucking,
Did you know? Did you know on the Killing Is My Business tour, Chris Poland wasn't part of the touring band?
It was replaced by Mike Albert, I think.
Yeah.
Wasn't he in Kubla Khan?
Yes.
I got this album. I'll dig it up. It's funny. A band called Kubla Khan, which has a big hype sticker featuring so and so from Megadeth. That guy's not no Megadeth album.
He did 6 weeks with them in 1985.
Yeah.
I got a bootleg of the Kerry King show at Ruthie's Inn in San Francisco.
Yeah, those were filmed.
Yeah,
those were filmed actually.
But I mean that's what made the first two albums for me was the mix of all four of those guys. And the funny thing is, like, the least talented out of all four of those was Ellefson, and Ellefson still knocks it out of the fucking park. You know what I mean? Ellefson is a fucking beast on that shit. Fucking love Devil's Island. What do you think, Scribble?
Oh
Wait,
my
hold
God,
on.
bro.
Hey, hold on, Scribble. Here it is.
Yeah. Oh, you got it?
Kubla Khan right here.
Wow.
Featuring former Megadeth guitar player Greg Hansel, some shit. See that?
Oh, okay. That's Greg Handovit. That's I guess he
Yeah.
was playing guitar before Poland, or maybe there was someone after in between that. Yeah. Okay.
It's a good
That's
album.
crazy.
Good album. Kubla Khan with Annihilation. Good album.
I like the cover.
That's weird because I have I don't have it on vinyl. I've got it on CD, but I've got the CD version of World Needs a Hero, and it says there's a hype sticker that says featuring Al Pitrelli, who was in Sabotage, but don't hold it against him.
That album might be worse than Risk.
Oh,
The
No,
World Needs a Hero.
no,
God,
no,
no.
but it's
No,
but
no.
it's pretty bad.
It's bad, but it's not that bad. I don't think.
But Devil's Island, like I said, it's between this and Black Friday for me is my all-time favorite Megadeth song. I always thought this was about Alcatraz, but I guess it's about some penal colony that existed way
Yeah.
before Alcatraz.
Have you ever seen the movie Papillon?
I did.
No, but I've heard of it, but no, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that what it's about?
Yeah, that's about the true Devil's Island with
That had Dustin Hoffman, right?
yeah, Dustin Hoffman and Steve McQueen.
I saw
Yeah.
that on TV in the 70s.
Yeah. Yeah, good movie.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember it being a good movie. I haven't seen it since, but I was a little kid when I saw it.
Yeah, it's a classic.
It was an ABC movie of the week.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a TV movie?
Yeah,
No.
It was a big theatrical movie at the time, but
Right.
Yeah.
I saw
When
it
we grew up,
on TV.
yeah.
Oh, you're saying you saw it replayed on television?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
When we were growing up, you used to have a movie of the week where they'd show regular movies on TV, but they'd be edited and there'd be commercials and it sucked. But
You know
that's
what
all we had.
You know what I got that's super rare? I got the TV version of Cheech and Chong's next movie.
Ooh.
Dude, they go. You know how that movie ends with the spaceship? In this, they're in the spaceship, and it's got a bunch of scenes that weren't in the original.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, you would see. Yeah, I've got some movies like that where they have like the TV edits
I wish I had the Scarface one.
where they edit so much shit out they have to put like scenes that were deleted in to make up for the time and shit. Yeah. Yeah, you guys are spoiled now. We grew up in a very pedestrian era. All right, Ralph, Devil's Island.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this would have been a great intro to the album.
I think you're right.
That the way this song starts is so epic and metal, it's ridiculous, and it sounds like a killer traditional metal opening, like a Hellion, Electric Eye type of vibe, and then it goes into pure speed metal, not so much thrash. And I had an argument with a good friend, cool good dude, saying I hate when people say speed metal instead of thrash. It's the same shit. Okay, that's your opinion.
I would disagree. I like Raven. I would say is a speed metal band. Razor.
So is Slayer.
Yeah.
Slayer, early Slayer, speed metal. This is speed metal. Devil's Island is total speed metal. Where Peace Sells, that song Peace Sells, is a little more thrash. And I can say the same thing about Wake Up Dead. But Devil's Island is kind of like a Conjuring, pure speed metal insanity. It's fucking amazing. All right, what's next?
Flip the motherfucker over.
Good Morning Black. Wait, did you talk about Devil's Island, Scribble?
Yeah.
I did, yeah.
All right, Black Friday. This was my favorite song on the album. Ain't no more. But I still love it. You know, Dave Mustaine ripped off this song on their last album, the song called
Oh yeah.
"We'll Be Back."
Oh yeah.
He
And I
literally
love it too. It's like my favorite song on that last record.
he literally lifts a couple lines
Oh
from
yeah.
and sings it in the same structure. But what a song, man! In the beginning, the whole "I don't feel so good, something's not right, something's coming over me. What the fuck is this?
What the fuck is
Fuck
this?
yeah!" And then it goes into that fucking kind of Devil's Island intro, fucking metallic assault, and then it goes into probably the most speed metal song on the album. And fucking, it's a song about fucking serial killer, and it's brutal. The song's brutal. It's very graphic. It's fucking beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
It's an audio slasher flick.
Yeah, our carve up till no features remain and shit like that, man. A merciless butcher that lives underground. We're out to
I'm
destroy
out to destroy it. I will cut you down.
Fuck. Nah,
Chase the devil on the wall. I love that shit.
you know what? I take it back. This is my favorite off the album. My second favorite's coming up. But that song, I love Black Friday. I love it. What do you think, Scribble?
My all-time favorite Megadeth song from the moment I heard it when I was 11, 12 years old. Um, like I said, it's an audio slasher flick, man. It's fucking perfection. It's Richard Ramirez type shit. I think I wonder if it was inspired by Richard Ramirez. I forget if he was caught in 85 or 86 or maybe a little later. I forget.
I think it was 85. It was caught. 85.
Yeah. It seems to line up right with it. So, I mean, these lyrics are pure fucking evil, brutality, horror. My hammer's a cold piece of blood lethal steel. I grin while you rather the pain that I deal. Swinging the hammer, I hack through the head. I mean, it's fucking perfection. I love Dave Mustaine's voice on this. It's fucking incredible. It starts with that clean, mournful instrumental, Good Morning, which is fucking perfection. And then it gets into Black Friday, and there's all the tempo shifts, the psychotic solos. Love it. Fucking 11 out of 10. Good Morning, Black Friday.
You know what sucks about Black Friday is that I saw the Peace Sells tour twice and they didn't play the song.
And they didn't play it.
The worst thing about that song.
Terrible.
Well, I love this one too. And what a way to kick off the fucking second side. I'm not even mad that he ripped it off on the last album.
Me neither. It sounded good.
I'm like, God, if you're gonna rip something off, rip off something good. Unlike
not
Super
time
Collider.
the beginning.
Yeah. He had that Super Collider song where it's like you can dance if you want to, you can leave your friends behind. And I'm like, don't rip that shit off. No, this is like brutal fucking. It's almost like a Slayer-esque lyric, but musically it's pure Megadeth. And even if you judge it by listening to "Killing Is My Business," I mean, it's Megadeth through and through, but it's like a really nasty fucking lyric. And it works. I never saw them play this live. And unfortunately, probably never will. Megadeth is one of those bands I've seen maybe 3 or 4 times, and I will probably never go see again unless they're opening for somebody that I want to see, because you want to talk about a band with a pedestrian set list. That's fucking Megadeth. They've been living up.
I'm going to go see them when they come to LA, but I haven't seen them in over 10 years because I've only seen them twice, 2010 and 2011, and both of the times they did almost the same fucking set list.
Yeah, no, they're bad with that, and I know they're opening up for Maiden. Unfortunately, the Maiden tour is not even coming around me at this point. But even if it was, I'd be like, oh, as much as I'm a big fan of the lineup that they have now. I mean, I think they have, great musicians in the band. I'm not a big Lomenzo fan, but other than that,
You know that that Iron Maiden ain't getting as much shit as Rush, but they're charging an insane amount of money too.
I saw a video today that was talking about that, saying how horrible the prices are for the Maiden. It's like Anthrax and Megadeth, and but yeah, they say it's fucking ridiculous. Which is funny because I saw Maiden on the last tour on the when they were doing the Somewhere in Time shit, and you want to talk about seeing a empty fucking hall. I'm like, whoa, this sucks, and it's why it sucks. But I'm not surprised that they're not coming back to my area because it was not well sold. But yeah, ticket prices are fucking ridiculous. But yeah, with Megadeth, like I said, it's like the best time I saw him was the first time, and after that, it's a lot of this. Every time you see them now, they're gonna play fucking Trust and fucking all that fucking horrible crap. You're lucky if you hear, the shit from pre Rust in Peace. You're very lucky.
It's funny, buddy. And we're trying to review a killer album, and Ian keeps going off the train track into how much Megadeth sucks now.
Well, I mean, that's what sucks. By the time I saw him, that's the card I was dealt.
And that's what he thinks of Black Friday.
Well, I already talked about Black Friday. I love it.
Yeah, I know. And now it's time to talk bad about Megadeth.
All right. Well, I'll go to the next track. Goddamn.
Bad Omen.
Bad Omen.
What's that? Bad Omen. My least favorite track on the album.
What?
Yes. But
the fuck out of here.
No, I'm trying to say what a great album this is. This is my least favorite. But it's a fucking killer fucking track. When this is my least favorite track on the album, I'm doing pretty fucking good. But I gotta say, Bad Omen, even back in the day, was my least favorite, and it still is. But I still dig it. I just don't think it stands up like, there's songs on this album and on Killing Is My Business. If you put them up against shit on the first couple Metallica albums, they stand their own. I think Bad Omen, if it was on any of those Metallica albums, it would be the least track on those too. I don't know. Bad Omen, I dig it, but it's just it's not my favorite. But it's heavy as fuck. I love that. I love like the crunchiness of it. But as a song, I don't think it stands up with the rest of the album. You guys have a different opinion?
I couldn't disagree more. This is top 3 on the album for me.
Okay.
It's an apocalyptic LSD trip during a satanic ritual, and I fucking love it. Bring Your Own Goat. Ellefson on this song is fucking well, I mean, it goes without saying. Throughout both of these first 2 albums, Ellefson is insane. I love Dave's vocals on this. I love the whole vibe, the theme of it, like witnessing a satanic ceremony and getting pulled the fuck in. I love the lyrics are amazing. Down fell the stars as they splashed in the sea. Baffle me. It's funny. I love Mustaine's weird pronunciation of things. Like Baphomet, he says Baphomet. Just to make it rhyme with C. I don't know, but it fucking works and I love it. Fucking, there's not enough I could say about Bad Omen. Amazing.
Oh, yeah. Definitely a fucking
evil lyrics. I love it. I love evil Dave Mustaine.
It's a dark horse, and the song, I think the song stuck without it. It's a very important part of the album. It's another facet of what they were. You got to remember, at this time, these bands, you're not really Anthrax, because Anthrax was copying fucking Metallica, but Slayer had their own thing, Metallica had their own thing, and Megadeth. Those 3 bands really had their own thing going. And Bad Omens really does showcase their technicality is off the wall, man.
Insane.
Dave Ellefson's doing on that song. And of course, Gar. You know,
Yeah.
it's amazing. Absolutely love it.
Well, an interesting fact on that is um, Bad Omen and Black Friday were the first two songs recorded for this album. Um, and Bad Omen was played like at the first couple of shows that they did. So this was written way before even Killing Is My Business. So Bad Omen has like a long history, but wasn't recorded until this album.
And
Yeah.
they did play that song both nights. I remember them
Nice.
playing this. I got somewhere it on cassette. Sounds horrible, but a friend of mine recorded on cassette the show I saw at the
How
camp.
was the crowd reaction to that one? Do you
It
remember?
was insane. It was insane.
I
At
bet it was.
I think it was a sold out show both nights. It was very packed, and the pits were very, very brutal, very brutal. And yeah, it was a great turnout both nights. They had such a buzz. Megadeth really did have a huge buzz at the time. During Peace Cells, a lot of people were interested in the underground.
All right, Ralph, we'll take the next
Straight
track.
8-ball metal.
Yeah.
The,
I ain't superstitious.
yeah.
Love it, but this would be my least favorite on the album. But I like what he does with the jetpack version. It's kind of I don't like it as much as these boots though. I love the version of these boots. I still got my original Killing Is My Business vinyl and on Combat CD as well. Fuck that. There's one version where you hear buzzing noises.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just
that was the first remaster. They did that.
terrible. I love the original, but I love Ain't Superstitious. It's and another one they played that night when I saw them. They didn't play Black Friday, but they did this song. And I'm not complaining because I do like it. But yeah, if I was
Yeah.
to pick a least favorite, it would be this song. But I dig it. It's short, to the point, kicks ass. Let's move on. What do you think, Ian?
I love it. This is the cover I really love. Unlike you, I cannot stand these boots in any of the versions because all three there's three different mixes of Killing Is My Business. All three of them I think suck. I'm no, no, and I'll take this. I think this is the best cover they did until they did Cold Sweat by Thin Lizzy for Dystopia. This would be my favorite fucking cover. Because it's faithful enough to the original, but it's got that Megadeth fucking snare to it that I love. I think it's a great one, and I'd take it over Bad Omen. What do you think, Scribble?
This is definitely my least favorite on the album. I gotta side with Ralph. I fucking love these boots. I'm sorry, man. Like I fucking love these boots. I don't know why. And the very first copy I ever owned of Killing Is My Business was the 2002 remix. And these boots is all fucked up. It's just nothing but, horrible noises. And but this song, I enjoyed it a lot when I was younger, but I find myself skipping it pretty much every time now. I just don't enjoy it at all.
Okay.
So,
all right. Well,
that's
take
how I
the
think it
last
is.
track. So fittingly, you're here. You get to take the last track.
My Last Words. Lars Ulrich's favorite Megadeth song, at least back in the 80s. I love Dave's strained voice in this. It sounds like this was the last song they recorded for the album. His vocals are so fucking strained in this, but it adds to the darkness of it that I love it. This one was a skipper for me when I was younger, and the older I get, the more I love this one, and it becomes like a top 4 of the album for me. Starts with that haunting, clean intro that launches into thrash metal perfection. The solo section is insane, and who doesn't love Russian Roulette? 10 out of 10. My Last Words is incredible.
All right. I love this one too. I mean, this is one, don't feel bad. It took me a long time to get into this one too, because as I talked about earlier, when I first got this, I would play, side one a lot more than side two. Um, but now listening to it, Ralph brought up a great point about Devil's Island open up the album, and that is like totally see that,
Yeah.
makes sense. I could, as much as I love Wake Up Dead, I could see that. But I can't see another way of ending this album than My Last Words. Um, I, I I dig it. There's something different about it that sets it apart from everything else on side two, and I think that's what I love about it the most. Um, it's just you know, you could almost maybe go with like, Good Morning Black Friday to end it, but I still, no, I just see that open up
I
side two.
couldn't imagine any other song ending the album at this point, you
Exactly.
know?
Yeah, I'm the same way, and I love it. And my appreciation for this has just grown over the years. And as I mentioned earlier, I still go back and forth about, oh, god damn, which one do I love more, this or Killing Is My Business? But at the end of the day, Killing Is My Business has these boots and it has the mechanic, which I think sucks compared to fucking Four Horsemen.
Nah, I love
I,
it.
Like,
I'm the opposite. I like
yeah,
mechanics more than Four Horsemen, but
yeah,
I do like Four Horsemen, but I like mechanics more.
yeah. And I know you're telling the truth. I know you're not trying to be controversial or anything
Huh.
like that. But I just don't get it. I don't get.
If I want to be controversial, I'd say the Four Horsemen sucks. But no,
Yeah,
I like the
Right.
Four Horsemen a lot.
yeah.
I just like mechanics more.
They're
I
both
just
fucking fantastic. If you want the
I
grittier one, you
yeah.
go to
I don't
Mechanic.
know. I think Four Horsemen works better musically. I do like the crunch of the mechanic, but the lyrics are fucking terrible.
That's
I
what
mean,
I love. I love them.
especially compared to the rest of fucking Killing Is My Business, which I think are some like really cool, fucking really great metal lyrics. I think like getting laid at a gas station sounds like some poison
It is
shit.
weird when you put it to looking down the cross and shit. Like it is
Yeah,
ridiculous.
exactly, and that's what takes me out of it, and just. But I mean, full disclosure, I lived with Four Horsemen a lot longer than I did Mechanics.
And
You
I look
know,
with
Yeah.
mechanics first. I knew mechanics before I knew Four Horsemen.
oh, okay. Well, there you go. I mean,
The No Life to
But
Leather version of the Mechanics is slower than the Megadeth version, though,
it
right?
is, it is, but it has the same lyrics, and I'm glad that they kept the lyrics from the original. It makes it more authentic. I love
Yeah.
it. I know it's cheesy and shit, but I love it. It's like
and what?
poison lyrics to speed metal.
Yeah, and what's funny is sometimes like there's one like nothing will replace what you heard first, and other times you'll change your mind because like I talked about this on the show before. I heard the Run DMC version of Walk This Way before I heard the Aerosmith one, and I love the
Me
fucking
too.
Run.
Me too.
I
I
I
love it.
love the Run DMC, and when I first heard the Aerosmith, I was like, "Oh, this is terrible." And now it's like I can't make it through the fucking Run DMC one. I'm all about the
Oh,
original.
I can still bump both of them, but I don't need to hear either of them ever again.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying sometimes you will change your mind, and sometimes it's just
Yeah.
like what's imprinted in you. And I can't. Four Horsemen is just imprinted in me lyrically, musically, everything. But I do appreciate like there is that crunchiness that you get from Mustaine that I appreciate. But other than that, I'm like, get the fuck out of here, come on. And I'm really curious to see how this fucking whole Ride the Lightning thing's gonna pan out on the new album, you know, and Ellefson talking about, and I take this shit with a grain of salt. Um, he said right before Mustaine kicked them out that the next thing he wanted to do was he wanted to record the whole No Life to Leather,
Yeah.
but with Megadeth. and Ellefson said he was against it, like, no, 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 let it go, don't do it. And I mean, I couldn't imagine like current state, like, you're in your 60s and you're gonna re-record No Life to Leather. Get no, stop. Um, but who knows?
It's the
Maybe
same thing with the Ride the Lightning, man. That's fucking, to me, Ride the Lightning is Metallica's masterpiece. Like, I love that album more than Puppets. But that song in particular is my all-time favorite Metallica song. And I know Dave helped write it, but like, why now?
yeah, no,
You know, like,
hey, I'm the same as you. Ride the Lightning is my favorite. Ride the Lightning is my, even though like if I had to be subjective, I would say Puppets is the better album, but Ride the Lightning is my favorite. Will always be my favorite
it's
Metallica.
that guitar tone, and to me,
Yeah,
that's James's voice on that is fucking peak for
yeah,
me.
exactly. And what can Dave Mustaine do at 64 years old that is going to compete with that? Uh, and here's another big problem with Megadeth, as Ralph likes to point out. I always shit on Megadeth after I give them praise. Um, but it's always a lineup of yes men. And I think that's one of the biggest problems with Megadeth is it's always whoever he has for that album for that period of time. And if you don't go along with him, you're fucking gone. Where
Yeah.
these other bands, they have legacy members that are there that have input, that have say in shit. And the final say is always going to be Dave Mustaine, for better or for worse. A lot of times for better in the early years, and in the later years for worse. You need somebody to push back against and say, nah, you know. So who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But even
I, but I love Turning Point. I love Turning Point, I think, more than Ralph liked it. But then I heard, that snippet of the new song, and I thought,
that's where
Jesus,
someone should have said no, Dave. No.
yeah. Yeah, no, that was like, hey, me, meet the real me, fucking. But with
But if you look at
with
it, like,
Nas X,
it's always been like that. Because even as much as I love Ellison, I think he's probably one of the coolest dudes in metal. Like, even he never at their moment of peak when they were actually friends, him and Mustaine, he never gave any pushback to anything Dave ever did.
oh hell no! Because what's he gonna do? What the fuck is he gonna do?
And if there was anyone who could do it, you would think your best friend at that period in time would be able to, like, say, hey, maybe not fucking do it.
I don't think they were ever best friends. I think he just stuck around for a fucking meal ticket. I think he's
I don't know.
good.
I think in the '80s they were boys like that. I do.
I think he knew where the fuck he was gonna go, and where would he have been? He would have been right there with Jeff Young if he would have left. You know what I mean?
Oh, I agree with that, but I'm just saying I do think they had a genuine friendship in the beginning. Because when you're doing hard drugs like that, you're really bonding over shit. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think Dave Mustaine has any real friends. I really don't.
oh,
He's
no,
a,
no, no. Yeah,
he's a real piece of shit, but great guitar player. Great guitar player. But goddamn, what a wham wham bitch. He is the biggest wham wham bitch of them all, and it sucks because if he just open up his eyes and see what he's done and what he's created and looked at that instead of fucking crying, he'd realize what he truly is. But I don't think he ever does.
and that's what Ian thinks of My Last Word.
Yes.
What do you think, Ralph? Have you talked about My Last Words?
No. But before I get into my last words, fuck everything Megadeth done after that. Fucking bastard. I piss on your grave, you motherfuckers. My last words, I don't know, man. I think it may be. I'm thinking Black Friday's always been my favorite. Then My Last Words became my favorite.
Okay.
But man, I'm starting to think Black
It
Friday.
switches back and forth.
Yeah, but man, My Last Words. And yeah, I've seen them play this too. Love when he says, think about my last words must be what I just said. And it's total speed metal. It's off the chain, and like Ian always says, and album ends with you wanting more.
Yeah.
That's this album right here. This
Yeah.
last song, it's like, yeah, I want some more of this shit. Let me flip the album over and play Wake Up Dead again.
The perfect ending to the
Yeah,
album, I think.
yeah, it's a perfect ending, and it's awesome. It's brutal, it's cutthroat, and it's on a major label. Major label. You know what I mean? I mean, what the
Capitol
fuck?
Records.
This shit's way thrashier than Metallica ever thought of being. Because if you listen to this shit, it's like technically Metallica can never play something like this or Rattlehead or Looking
Right.
Cross or Metallica can, because this shit's way advanced musically, but that doesn't matter, really in the big picture. But to me, I may like the Metallica albums more, the first three, but Peace Sells, man, is I think kind of tied with Kill 'Em All. I think
Okay.
they're at par. But
How,
yeah, Ride the Lightning
how
and
about
Master
Killing's My
Puppets.
Business?
Huh?
How about Killing's My Business?
No, I wouldn't put Killing as my business on par with Kill 'Em All. I'd put Peace Sells, but no. And I said Killing My Business my second favorite, but those first three Metallica albums, to me personally, I mean, to me that's the pinnacle of thrash. I may like, Haunted the Chapel and Show No Mercy. It's like I like Rubber Soul more than Sergeant Pepper, but Sergeant Pepper is the greatest Beatles album.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about this. It's like those three Metallica albums, as badass as those first two Megadeth albums are, it's kind of like the same thing. It's like, most people, my favorite Van Halen is the first album, which is very popular to say. But most people would say Fair Warning. But if I was a Fair Warning guy, I'd say, yeah, that's my favorite. But Van Halen 1's their best album.
Right.
That's how I feel about that. That's the way this noodle works, man.
Yeah, I'd say Metallica has Megadeth beat in the 80s for me, just because of Ride the Lightning. I think, and this is crazy, but I think Killing Is My Business. I like Killing Is My Business better than Master of Puppets, better than Kill 'Em All. But Ride the Lightning is just a fucking perfect metal album to me.
You like Killing Is My Business more than Peace Sells?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'd say mainly because of these boots over I Am Superstitious.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I mean, hey, everybody's got an opinion.
I love these boots. I even like the 1987 version from Dudes.
No. What's funny though is I love that, like, I can go back and forth on which is better, but your deciding factor is between the covers, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, because I love everything else so equally. That's really the only thing that fucks it up for me.
I like these boots more than I Ain't Superstitious, but they're both awesome.
All right, can we all agree that the best Megadeth songs from the 90s was the soundtrack songs?
Yes.
Angry Again,
Go to
fucking
Hell.
99 Ways to Die, Go to Hell.
No.
Okay, bye.
I will say no. Angry Again, I don't like that song. But I will.
I love that song.
Yeah, I don't like it. But I will say Go to Hell and 99 Ways to Die. Those two songs have Dave Mustaine's greatest vocal performances.
Yes, I love those.
I think that's
Oh my
fucking
God,
Go to Hell with that bass and blah blah blah. My soul the key.
Yeah, man, and what is it? Only death and danger in the sucking of my eye. I love that shit. To me, that's Dave's greatest vocals, and of course,
there is only death and danger in the socket of my eye.
And Go to Hell. Those are total Merciful Fate lyrics.
Yeah.
Oh
Hey,
yeah.
Dave Mustaine has gone on record saying that Merciful Fate
Oh,
is a huge
he
influence.
loved Merciful Fate.
He
Yeah.
wasn't a, he wasn't a fan of King Diamond solo, but he loved Merciful Fate. And you hear Merciful Fate all over Go to Hell. And the story
I,
behind that was they told Megadeth, look, we want you to write a song for the new Bill and Ted movie called Bill and Ted
Go
Go
to
to.
Hell.
Yeah.
And they wrote the song. Then they go, oh, now we changed it to Bogus Journey. Well, it's too
Yeah.
late. Already recorded it.
I really like Diadems too. It's one that I didn't used to like as much, but the more I listen to it, the more I really like Diadems from Hidden Treasures.
But
Yeah.
man, those two, Go to Hell and 99 Ways to Die, those are probably, I don't think Megadeth's done anything that good since, in my opinion. You know, they've done great shit after that, but those are my, those, the
99 Ways to Die is hard. It's hard to argue because 99 Ways to Die might be the best fucking Megadeth song
it's up
since.
there. It's up there.
And I love like Blackmail the Universe and Sleepwalker. There's like some more of the modern shit that I really love. But
Sleepwalker is a great song. I remember that one. That was a fat.
yeah,
I haven't heard that forever.
that's a great one.
I remember.
But 99 Ways to Die might be the best one since then.
But
Fucking incredible.
that wasn't on a soundtrack. It was on Beavis and Butthead, some compilation Beavis and Butthead album.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
It
Beavis and
wasn't a
Butthead.
soundtrack.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean. It was a Beavis and Butthead album. All right. Well, now it's time to go into pick of the week. Oh, wait a minute. Before we go into this, I just want to talk about Peace Cells again. And there's been multiple versions released. Of course, there was the original. Then there was the Blasphemy. That was the 2004 remasters.
The 04, yeah.
But then there was the 25th anniversary edition, which I really love. That is my favorite. And I remember getting it, and because if you look at the credits, it's Dave Mustaine and Randy Burns are the producers of Peace Cells. Mustaine and somebody else did the 2004 remix, but the 25th anniversary had not only the original one remastered, but it had the 2004 remix, and it also had the original Randy Burns version, which when they were still on Combat before Capitol took it over, Randy Burns, if you know death metal, you know Randy Burns. But he did the production and the mastering. So when I got that copy, I was like, ooh, fuck, I want to hear this. I want to hear the Randy Burns mix. This is going to be like some, kind of shit.
Was that like a box set?
Yeah. Yeah. The Randy Burns mix are fucking horrible. Oh my God. It's so bad. It's so bad if you listen to it. I think if you love this album and you listen to that, you're like, oh, what the fuck is this shit? And it kind of makes you think like, wow, sometimes the guy who mixes the album is just as important as the guy who produces it. Because he was great on the production end of it, but on the mixing end, it sounds fucking terrible.
Wow.
And then what happened was Paul Laney, who Capitol brought in when they bought out Combat, they said, we're going to have our guy remix it for it. So what we all know and love about Peace Cells was produced by Dave and Randy Burns, but mixed by Paul Laney. Sounds fucking brilliant. They go to do the next album, So Far, So Good, So What? And Mustaine was so happy with that, he gets Paul Laney to produce and mix that album. Well, they get like maybe 3 or 4 songs into it, and Mustaine and Paul Laney get into it. There's this infamous story about where
is this the naked in the field feeding a goat
the
or a
naked
horse?
in the field, feeding the apple to a deer, and he's like, fuck this guy, and he gets rid of him. And so he takes over, he produces the album, and then they give it to Michael Wagner to do the engineering, who, you know, engineered all this cock rock shit, but he was also the engineer of Master of Puppets, which sounds phenomenal.
Oh, wow.
But as we'll all agree, the sound on fucking So Far So Good So What is muddy as fuck. Sounds terrible. The only thing worse than it is the 2004 remix that Mustaine did. Sounds horrible. But if you have that copy, there's 4 bonus tracks that were from the original recordings with Paul Laney. It sounds brilliant. The guitars sound so much better in the mix. It sounds incredible. I would. That's the only way I would say to people, get that version. But be careful. Like if you go, like a lot of us like vinyl now and stuff. Be careful if you buy the vinyl for So Far So Good So What, because most of the copies that are out there now are the 2004 mix, and not the original. And yes, the original sounds kind of but it's so much better than 2004. But just for those bonus tracks with Paul Laney, it really makes you.
I'll have to go back and listen to those bonus tracks, because at one point, I mean, I started with right when I got into Megadeth is right when all those remasters came out at the same time.
Right.
And that's actually how I heard about System Has Failed. They had the little glossy ad for the new album, right, to promote it.
Yeah.
So initially, that's all I had with those remasters. And then when I found out, oh, these are like way inferior to the originals, I eventually got the originals, got rid of those CDs. But I'll have to go back and listen to those bonus tracks on there, because, and you're saying the Peace Sells remaster, like, I know one came out like 2012 or something like that, and I've just, anytime I see remaster by Megadeth's name, they put such a bad fucking taste in my mouth that I don't even.
No. If you get the 20, it's like the 25th or 30th, whatever the fuck, the last one they did of Peace Sells is a great album, because it comes with the original remastered, the 2004 remix by Mustaine, which isn't bad. It's not as bad as what he did to So Far So Good So What. It has the Randy Burns mix, and then it has live shit from the Peace Sells tour. It's really good. And I will say this, when they did Killing's My Business, you know, you got the original, which is, it's awesome, but it's raw. Ralph's holding it up right now. They originally did a remix of that in 2002. Yeah,
that was the copy I had, the 02.
I got to tell you something about this. That's very interesting. This contains side C and side D, all the demos.
Yes. The Last Rites demos.
And you know, they got those demos from my friend Pat from Hellwitch. Was the only guy that had, like, they lost their demo, and the only person they knew had it was Pat. And Pat, Pat is thanked at the end of Megadeth's Behind the Music. He's in the thank list because they use some of his video footage too. But yeah, that's the interesting thing about this. But I still like this one more. I like the rawness of this more. This one's more cleaned up. Not bad, but I prefer the original. Always will.
Is that the final kill you have?
No, that's not. I was getting to that.
This is the final kill.
No, it's not.
Right there, dude.
Is it?
It looks like the final kill. It's slightly, the artwork is slightly different from the 02 remix.
You don't see the final kill right there?
Okay, yeah. I like that one the best.
That one sounds really good.
Yeah, it does sound good, but give me the rawness anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm not a production snob either. I fucking love the rawness of that first album. I actually have the OG cassette press of it, and it's insane.
Well, no, I was gonna say that because I get mixed up on the covers and stuff. because
Yeah.
you know there's the three versions of Killing's My Business. I love the original. I love it. And like you guys said, I love the rawness of it. The 2002, I was like, it's okay. It wasn't like again the worst remix remaster I've ever heard in my life was the So Far So Good So What one. But Final Kill is the one that that's the version that I always have like on my phone or whatever I
Oh, it
listen
sounds
to.
incredible. Yeah.
I love the Final Kill mix. I think that's great. The rest of the other remixes, I can't really tell the difference. The stuff from like Rustin, they did Rust
Oh,
in
I can
Peace.
tell on Rest in Peace. I can tell on Rest in Peace.
Really? I
Yeah.
guess I didn't listen to that one as much, but like you know, and probably didn't care as much about the later albums. I think,
But yeah, you can't really tell on Countdown. You can definitely tell on So Far So Good. That's like
oh yeah,
blatantly
yeah,
obvious.
that's the worst. But I don't know. Like I told you guys I listened to fucking Cryptics today. I listened to the original mix.
Yeah.
Fucking horrible. It's
But
just
just
a
the
shit
vibe
album.
of that vibe of that album is very it's always been in my bottom tier on Megadeth. Um but just the whole vibe of it it's just so 97. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing, it's so dated. Just the production, the style of songwriting, like the poppy songs they were writing.
Well, like
It's
I said, Dave was no longer wanting to bury Metallica. He wanted to become Metallica.
yeah.
But I honestly, as much as I shit on Load and Reload, I I think they're better than fucking Cryptics and fucking Risk.
I like the faster, little heavier songs on Cryptic Writings.
All
But
right. Well, what's your pick of the week? Since you're the special guest.
oh shit. You know what? Give me a second.
It's been more than a second.
Hey.
I'm gonna give him some
Okay, so
slack.
my pick of the week is actually not going to be music. Um, those who know me know I love Dean Martin and Bob Hope and Bing Crosby and Jackie Gleason. So what I actually just went through all this in the last week or so, and my pick of the week is The Honeymooners, classic 39 episodes.
Nice.
No matter how many times you watch this shit, it's still funny. I've seen these 1,000 times, since I came to live with my grandparents. My grandpa would watch this nonstop, and there's nothing better to me. And also, I'm gonna throw in a bonus one: all the Road to movies with Hope and Crosby. I fucking love these. There's a lot of there's actually like pot jokes in the Road to Morocco, and like there's a lot of like little jokes that I didn't get when I was a kid. But yeah, those are my picks of the week. Switch
That
it up,
that that's pretty awesome though to see somebody your age that appreciates that shit. And that shit I watched with my grandfather. We would watch
Yeah,
the Honeymooners every night. And Benny Hill and shit like that. And it's funny how many of those old sitcoms from like the classic era they hold up.
they
I mean,
do.
the funny is funny, and I love it.
I
And
Love Lucy is still fucking funny. I'm sorry, it's
this
still
ain't
hilarious.
this ain't my pick of the week, but I had to show you this. This fucking owns.
Oh, not now.
Ah,
The
yeah,
Abbott and
Abbott
Costello
Costello.
show. You know,
Yeah, bad.
all these episodes revolves around Bud Abbott and Lou Costello running away from the landlord because they never had the rent money.
Yeah. I got a little Abbott and Costello box set. It's the more of their lesser known movies. They had so many goddamn movies, but
Oh, and,
I
and and
watched.
Ralph, I know you're on the 4K trip, so they're getting ready to do a 4K of Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein. I can't wait.
And I just watched that on Halloween this past Halloween. That movie
classic.
gets old. I mean, see, when I was a little kid, we had Abbott and Costello Theater on Saturday mornings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So every time they played Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein, It was like, oh shit, because that was always my favorite Abbott and Costello movie.
That's by far my favorite Abbott and Costello flick ever. Yeah.
Check.
Heck!
Awesome. Great pick of the week. All right. Well, my pick of the week, and it's funny, I changed mine because originally it was going to be So Far, So Good, So What. Ralph and I talk about, when we talk about our love for Black Sabbath and all that, but we're like, it's not our favorite, but the one we go back to all the time is Never Say Die. The one I do with Megadeth a lot is So Far, So Good, So What. I really love that album. Even though the production isn't so great, I kind of, put that with, Injustice for All. Good album, bad production, but I love it. I love the memories of it. That was the first Megadeth one where, like, I first day buyer and shit like that. But I think the songs hold up. I mean, Set the World on Fire, fucking 502, Hook and Mouth, Mary Jane, In My
Mary
Darkest
Jane, yeah.
Hour. All that shit. I love it. Actually,
Those drums, tell me those drums aren't cock rock drums, though.
Well, here's the thing. I will say that the biggest letdown, besides the overall production on So Far So Good So What, Chuck Beeler was no Gar Samuelson.
No.
And Jeff Young wasn't the right guitar player either, but it wasn't as glaring as Chuck Beeler on drums. But there's some great songs on there, and I love it. That was going to be my pick of the week, but as I was listening to all this Megadeth today, my pick of the week that I would encourage people to go out and buy is the Final Kill edition of Killing His Business. I really do. I mean, I don't even know if you can find the original one anymore, but please, I mean, make sure you don't get that 2002 remaster, where they scribble out all those boot shit, even though it's the worst track on the fucking album anyway. But
love it.
But I think the Final Kill version of that, to me, it's funny because Megadeth has, the two extremes as far as like remaster and remixes going. I think they have one of the best with the Final Kill, and of course they have one of the worst with the 2004 So Far So Good So What. But Killing Is My Business, depending on the day of the week, that's my favorite fucking Megadeth album. Some days it's Peace Sells. But it's an amazing album more people need to go back and check out because I don't think it gets near the love and appreciation that it should get. And I don't think we've reviewed that album. Have we?
You have. You've done them all. You've done them all up to Euthanasia and then you did nothing after Euthanasia.
Oh, well, then we're good.
Yeah.
All right.
Ralph, I knew right away when you asked me, like, oh, I think we've done Peace Sells. I knew right away, like, no, you guys have not done Peace Sells. I'm shocked. So we just did it. Thank you guys.
Ralph, you're going to the right and down low.
Right and down low.
There you go, right there.
Huh? Ha-ha. Oh, yeah.
Woo! Now, the greatest Judas Priest album.
But also the best of Judas Priest from Gull Records. Different version of Diamonds and Rust on this. But yeah, come on. Stained Class. Are you kidding me? Exciter. The most deep track Judas Priest ever did, along with Call the Priest. Hero's End. Beyond the Realms of Death. Invader. Saints in Hell. Savage. Come on. Give me a break.
A classic.
This may be like the first real, like, complete metal. Even go Sad Wings has Epitaph, Sin After Sin's got Here Come the Tears. And, Sabbath had Planet Caravan and stuff. This is 24/7 metal.
That's molten metal right there.
Unapologetic. 70s Judas Priest.
My favorite.
Was the best. That's my pick of the week. And hey, fuck it. Best of Judas Priest as well.
Awesome. All right. Well, now it's time to go to the fan of the week, and our fan of the week is here, Scribble. You have been here almost from the jump.
Almost.
This show has had a big impact on you, and that's amazing. How much you love this show, how much you've stuck by it. You're definitely an OG, and I love it. Like last week, I picked the episode. I picked Grim Reaper. Wasn't a very popular episode, but I know people like you. Yeah, and next week is going to be even worse because I already picked next week. So we're going to do Onslaught's the Force. And I know that exactly. But I know you are the type of fan that is going to listen to it no matter what, and that's what I love.
And that's the thing. Whatever that last episode didn't do that well, but you know what? What is it? Hundreds of people heard. Fuck it, that's great to me. Man.
I listen to that shit.
Oh yeah.
Look on my channel, which I get thousands of hits on videos. There's one video I do at the beginning of every month called Currently Cranking. It doesn't get many hits compared to my other videos, but I will not skip a month because I've had people that have turned on to music. There's people that love my Currently Cranking, but it's not a popular thing I put up, but I never miss a month. Every time, like right back down here, I don't know if you can see it, are all my records that I listen to during the month, and I put them aside. All right, I'm going to talk about this during Currently Cranking and so on. So, hey, man, whoever heard the Grim Reaper episode, that's who matters, not the ones that didn't listen because it wasn't about Kiss.
Yeah. No, and that's why Scribble, I mean, you know, you are one of those guys, man. I know you're here no matter what.
Exactly.
You're a lifer.
Look, if you ain't listening to the Grim Reaper episode, a band that I think sucks dick, but I still listen to it all the way through, you ain't a real fan of the RMCP.
Dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. I was shocked, by the way, of the amount of people that didn't like Dead on Arrival. I've never met somebody that didn't like Dead on
I know. I watched the comments too. I was like, wow.
I was shocked. I was like, what? I thought I was the only guy that thought that, because believe me, I've lived with the album for 40 years already. Yeah. And
I'm so convinced they just love the way your dick tastes, you know.
All through these 40 years, I've never heard anybody say, on the contrary, a lot of people say it's an amazing song, you know?
Yeah.
So I thought I was alone, so I was shocked.
I couldn't remember because I know we've talked about that album before, and I was like, I was hoping it wasn't Show Must Go On that you didn't like, you know. But I could see that, like, if you don't like the slower songs, like, oh man, I hope it's not that. But I was blown away when you said it was Dead on Arrival. I was like, whoa.
But I was blown away. Other people thought that.
Yeah. But Scribble, no, you know, thanks for everything. You know, thanks for, you know, the shout outs you've given us, the, you know, the samples, you know, saying we've given you any kind of inspiration. That's like the best thing ever, you know, that, you know, you can draw anything from what we do. That's amazing. But look what you've accomplished, you know, with your rap career, you know, writing a book on Megadeth that's on, you know, topping the charts.
And I need all the fans of the RMCP to buy it because underground hip hop fans are not interested. So go cop that shit.
Let everybody
know. By
know.
the way, I am going to put a link in the description below to order it. And
great, thank you.
How can everybody get it? Like Amazon? Can you buy a physical copy, or is this just
no? Like I said earlier, it's more of a pamphlet for the shitter, so it's not even long enough to get a physical copy and print on demand. But I am thinking of doing, because I left out a bunch of shit, just like random fan shit, like games, drinking games we would play to Dave Mustaine interviews and shit. So I'm thinking of doing like a little expanded thing maybe in the future, so just so we can get some physical copies done. But right now you could just go and get it on Amazon, Kindle, and you don't have to have the Kindle device to to read Kindle books. You can download the free app and all that. So it's also I just finished up the audio book for it, which was a fucking pain in the ass. The editing is the real hard part of reading your own book and cutting out every breath in between to make it sound professional, you know. So the audio book will actually be available on Audible and all that in the next week or so, and on my Bandcamp page where you can find all my music, which is scribble.bandcamp.com.
Well, do me a favor, send me the link.
I'll send you the link, Ralph. No problem.
I'll link it. You people on YouTube, it's in the description below.
Yeah, and
Beautiful.
if you watch this shit on YouTube, hit that like button, cocksuckers. Hit
that
like
shit.
button and subscribe. And if you buy enough copies of this book, he'll do a follow-up where it's 99 reasons why Super Collider sucks.
Hey, I'm not above it.
Scribble, thank you so much for being on here, man. It was
I gotta say something else. Many years ago, Eminem did a diss rap to Donald Trump. You remember that? He's in a garage with all the brothers around him, and he's dissing.
Oh, in the parking garage? Yeah.
I did a spoof on that where I did a rap. It wasn't an anti-Trump. I was talking about how cool metal is. And Scribble added hip-hop beats to it. And it sounds like I'm rapping. Like it's.
Yeah, that took a lot of editing work, Dr. Fuck.
It came out amazing. He even threw a little King Diamond yell in it when I mentioned King Diamond. And I made a video for it. I forgot what I called it. Something rap.
I think it's just called Dr. Fuck Rap. Just look it up on YouTube. It'll pop up.
Yeah. It was very, very well done. And I was like, oh, I'm making a video to it. In the video, I used footage of bands, and then I had like my SOD hoodie on. It's pretty funny.
I remember one of the lines was, so what if Rob Halford sucks on some cock?
Yeah. Yeah, I got to find that. It's been a while. But yeah, that shit's great. And I appreciate you taking the time, not only doing that for me, but the R&B and Die was fucking amazing.
Hey, man, I only do shit for people who I adore, man. And I fucking adore you guys.
And you know what also makes you super cool is that you're you're like me when people talk about bands like Ian, for example. Ian dogs on bands I love, but I still love Ian. And you're the same way, because you know I bash on Limp Bizkit and all that shit, and you still love me, you know?
Yeah, who gives a fuck?
Exactly.
And don't change my love for the shit.
Exactly. I'm not trying to change your mind, and I'm happy you like your Limp Bizkit and whatever the fuck you like. It's all
motherfucking chainsaw. What?
Yeah, you know. And every time Ian badmouths REO, I get this fucking craving to put on some 70s REO and enjoy the fuck out of it. And I'm happy that Ian hates it. I don't care. It's fine.
I'll take a chainsaw. I'll skin your ass raw. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna keep on loving you. Hey, you ever notice in that song, Keep on Loving You, REO Speedwagon, there's a line in it that goes, all you did was lay in the grass all coiled up and hissing. What the fuck? So the girl's on the grass, like in the fetal position, hissing. That's a line in a love song.
It's also how Mark Allen Taylor lives his life.
Well, that's when REO lost me. You know? Mark, you're obsessed with Mark Allen Taylor.
I'm obsessed.
It's awesome, your obsession with him. By the way, check out the Freeform Rock podcast.
Oh my God, another plug. I want to see these numbers grow, motherfucker.
Yeah, man. Plug
Scribble,
away.
did you have a good time, man?
I did, man. This was fucking awesome.
Yeah, dude. Awesome. It's a shame we haven't had you on before. We got to.
Yeah, we got to have you back. We got to do another fucking Megadeth or fucking maybe we'll get Ralph to do a fucking Limp Bizkit episode.
No.
No, I wouldn't torture him.
Yeah, exactly. You ain't gonna do that.
I would love to do something different with you guys, like Ice-T OG or something like that in the future.
Oh, if we're gonna do Ice TOG, we got to have you and Mike Sears on this motherfucker.
Oh fuck yeah!
Hell, I would love to
Hustler.
do OG.
Hustler. Word.
I pull the trigger long. Grit my teeth, spray the liver niggas gone. Got my block sewn on a dope spot. Last thing I sweat the sucker punk. Love that shit.
Big dick. Well, I can't say that word. That's right, I'm a. That's when your forefathers jerked me.
Yeah, I would love to do something like that with you guys. But yeah, thanks for having me on, man. It's been awesome.
Hey, you know what would be a great one to do, Ian? I don't know if we've done it yet. One of those later body count albums like Manslaughter is really
Manslaughter rules.
That's a great album, man.
There's a bitch in the pit.
I'm telling you, I like some of the later stuff more than Cop Killer. But man, the ones that follow Cop Killer, like Born Dead and Violent Demise, those were bad.
They got a couple good songs, like Strippers. And
I remember though when I'm Born Dead, like after the first one came out, I was like, oh yeah, the new body count. I'm like, it was like, it sounded like Forbidden by Black Sabbath.
Born Dead.
What? Yeah.
Well, all right.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Thank you. I'm going to I got a dog here, so I got to take it for a walk. So,
all right. Well, if you enjoyed this episode,
yeah, go ahead.
As much as Dave Mustaine likes bitching about Metallica, come back next week to the Rock and Metal Combat Podcast.
Schmack 'em a gob.
Bye.